Welcome to Adventures Till the Curtain Calls, where we bring you a Dungeons and Dragons podcast for your entertainment. 6 individuals find themselves swept into the world of Asera, a world filled with magic, wonder, and peril. Starring Andrew Wilmore, Will Acton, Anthony Anderson, Jack Reuther, Nathan Dennison, David Nika, and the Dungeon Master Wes Bridges. It's time to dim the lights, raise the curtain, and let the show begin.
All right, welcome back to the table, everyone. Just to kind of recap our last session. So the party, the still to be unnamed party, or yet to be named party, reached Volkstad, the holy city capital of Igrenesia. You guys found some lodgings. Well, Banner found some lodgings at the Loving Helmet, which is within Divian's district. Divian being the goddess of beauty, or sorry, the goddess god. They don't prescribe to any particular name, but the god of beauty, love, music, joy, and there we had a 3-way party split. While Banner went up to take off some armor, we had, if I'm not mistaken, it was Felix, Ren. You guys had gone to see the Watchmaster J. Emberborn in the Raytaran district, which Raytaran being the god of protection, where you collected on your bounty from the Bloody Blade that you had literally fulfilled right nearly outside the city gates, while Odarin, Seven, I about said Will, Seven, and and Eldon all went to see what the Temple of Sheehan, the god of knowledge, see what they might be able to provide knowledge-wise in relation to Zragos. For all you listeners at home, we are taking place in my home, so my 2 lovely, chattive, talkative Huskies will probably make a vocal appearance a time or two.
We have 2 extra party members.
Yeah.
4 dogs.
And that being said, we are actually down Banner tonight. David is unable to join us, but we know that he is missed, and he will join us as soon as he can on the next session. So while returning back together, once you all gained your information, Seven actually being left at the Temple of Sheehan, as Book Maester Teolok had shown some sort of familiarity with his visage, or at least his automaton. There were some sparks in his memory, but also to aid in the effort of collecting information about Zragos, if any could be found. When the party met back up kind of in the hub of the city, there was a conversation that ensued, and Ren, keen-eyed, took a look around, and some guy might have been listening in the conversation, got spooked and ran. A chase ensued, and they caught him, but it really didn't amount to anything per se that the party knows of, or that may even exist. When scryed upon later, because Ren snuck her thumbnail in his pocket. The person that they had chased seemingly was asking around, finding how to to learn about the black blades, which is, from what you've gathered, the local crime syndicate within Igrenesia. Eldon having some familiarity with the name, Banner with a little bit of familiarity. But we left off after doing a little bit of shopping, because no one can go to New York City and not buy. I went to New York City and bought the shirt. Ren went on a date with a proprietor. And I think you had just left on that date when everyone else was more or less kind of, we're going to head back and relax. We're going to say that any kind of menial things, rope, bedrolls, all that you grabbed, we are going to transition though. We're going to go into nighttime. So if there's anything shopping wise you still need to do, you're still in the city. There's you guys got plenty of time. You were never given a time contract as to when to come back and report to Lendris. She just pretty much knew that if you came back within a week, you were liars because it was going to take more than a week to get there. Or it was going to take a week to get there, so realistically, 2 weeks of travel. So that being said, the aside from Ren, who... is there anything specific you were wishing to, RP during your date, or keep the night your own, which is perfectly fine with me?
If Ren remembers right from last time, not only did I have a fun night with the owner, proprietress of the Sleek Stone, Tenedrin, there was also her other business partner, Armand.
Armand did join. They joined for drinks. Whatever ensued from that point on, only Ren and those two know.
Blow off some steam from a very frustrating social encounter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, completely understandable. So for everyone else that returned to the inn, is there anything special that you're wanting to do? When you enter the doors of the Loving Helmet, it is very much still the festive merriment that it was earlier in the day. People are laughing. There's music, not boisterously loud or anything like that. Just everyone's really just digging the vibe. There's the drinks going around with the little flecks that when sprinkled into the drinks make little kind of sugar confectionery flowers in the already super sweet ale. But yeah, anything else before bedding down or anything like that?
I want to try getting drunk.
Well, Will technically, 7 during this point is still overnight at the Temple of Xi'an. Yeah, I apologize.
I still want to get drunk due to the trauma of all that.
Yeah.
So at one point during your studies in the middle of the night, Master Teal'c, you see Mr. Teal'c reach into his blue robes and almost look like taking a nip from a flask. And he sees you peeking. Like, do you want a sip? Do you sip? Do you drink? Do you eat? What is it like to be you?
What's it like to be you?
Touché! And he just passes the flask over to you. And these are questions for another night with many more drinks.
Yes. Another 0.5 episode.
Another 0.5.
That's all the 0.5 is just going to be
Episode 3.75. 3.999.9 repeating. 3.99.9 repeating. Okay. So I scored high in trigging. I don't know how it happened. But so you're still technically there. So everyone else, this would be Eldon, Banner, Felix, Odarin, anything else that you may want to do or whatever before the evening is out?
I got a new book, so I'm reading my book. Felix is going to read his rifle instructions, and he's literally giddy with excitement to go upstairs and start reading about guns.
And as I had said in the last session, is that guns are still relatively new.
Yes.
They're not like there's only one of them in the world. But there is a handful. If you didn't somehow create your own, you are wealthy. You have paid for this to be created. So we're at that point now where the knowledge for making a firearm is a little bit more, I don't want to say widespread, but a little bit more commonly accessible to the layman. But yeah, there's many things. There's many ideas in this book for you.
He has a lot of ideas. So that's what he is clamoring. He's chomping at the bit. So he's gonna go up and get his toolkit out and start getting to work. Back to the lab again, so to speak.
Anybody else?
Eldon's gonna go up to the room and mess with his new gun. Kind of
Okay,
look it over, inspect it.
Boys in their guns, man. Boys and toys.
Well, I guess O'Darren is also super excited about what he got while he was out.
You did too. Yeah.
So
Library.
he's literally also going to go up to the room, and he's going to spend the night weaving necromancy and divine magic together.
Sure.
And also taking apart and putting back together that scope that he bought.
Yeah.
Just for the heck of
Because
it.
you just bought the scope.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
Forget about that.
You know.
I already know how to make the gun.
I mean, Escape from Tarkov. We're just collecting pieces at this point. That's how you lose days of your life, right there.
Listen,
I will say, going in though, can I just do like a perception check just to kind of see if there's anybody that's like keeping an eye, like looking out for our arrival, or you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
because obviously after what happened,
specifically.
yeah, like us coming in, you know, it's not like a record drop moment, but still, like there could be somebody who was eyeing.
the funny thing is, I think O'Darren is so giddy that he pays attention to nothing.
5.
Yeah, you wouldn't have noticed anything, and realistically, like I said, the vibe in here is very much more of merriment. Like, yeah, some people look when you walk in, but it's more like is it our drinking buddy?
Yeah.
Are they showing up,
Like
or
waiting for
is
Ed to
it
come in.
my meeting friend, quote unquote, tonight because they do rent rooms out?
Duddy buddies?
So study buddy.
There you go.
Okay.
That's what they're called in this fantasy world.
Banner was able to secure 3 rooms for you all. So whether you want to break it up 2 by 2 or whatever that may be. But what we will say is... let's go ahead and
The dice decide.
Yeah. I got this new heavy one. Now when you die, it will be with effort. So, I mean, it's just a regular night. You do have issues sleeping a little bit as the party continues. I mean, it dies down a little bit, but it's more like, you know, when that first person goes to bed when you're at like a house party and you're like, well, we still want to mess around, but not like that guy's got to work in the morning. We don't want to mess with him. Ren, how late out are you? How late out you want to be?
I mean, I'd imagine pretty late. I think the scene in Volkstadt might be pretty active.
It is. If nearly every district has its own taverns, lodgings. Was it Cartvana? I think is what we mentioned. Cartvana, multiple levels of parking carts. Yeah, multi-leveled stables.
But there's a dual purpose.
But yeah, there's and
Dual purpose to Ren's outing.
oh, okay, fair enough.
Not only is Ren blowing off some steam, but this is something that she does when she frequents during her more bounty hunter specific days. She likes to gather information when she's out living in the revelry. It serves a purpose.
Okay, give me a perception check, Ren.
Let's go. 18 plus 19.
Okay.
So you are you first of all, are you enjoying yourself just going around with your cohorts and drinking and having your date night, and are you legitimately, do you feel like you're enjoying yourself?
I feel like that's why Ren is able to succeed at this, because she likes the information gathering part, not just for the information gathering, but you also get to have some fun on the side.
So it's natural that in the nightlife, it would be natural to witness some sort of shady behavior. Shady can mean a multitude of things. Somebody trying to avoid active lights or active, like the roaming guards or anything like that. Not unexpected when you're in a metropolis or anything. But you do notice at one point someone looked like they're carving something into a building. It doesn't look like it's something very big, but that person, after some time, just kind of, dagger still kind of dug into the clay or cement that makes the building. Looks around before kind of darting back into the shadow. And Armand is the one to speak up first. And Says, yeah, we see marks like that, across some buildings. We don't understand what they mean, per se. I mean, they've had me take a look, see if they were enchantments or some sort of sigils or anything, but if I were to compare it to anything, it'd be either chicken scratch or something a child would put on a wall. Unfortunately, it's kind of been stumping a lot of the city guards and the other investigators, and there's been some liquor flowing at one point, so the tongue is a little bit looser than usual. They put these bulletins up about these break-ins, but it's not just break-ins. There have been attacks. We heard that one person over in Oris's sector had been kidnapped. One of the acolytes of Oris, and so it's just, the city's weird. It's not like it's falling apart, but it doesn't feel like it's not the city I grew up in.
Wow, I mean, gentrification really does things to a city, doesn't it, Armand?
And that's when your other cohort puts a hand on their mind. Armand, please. We're trying to have a good evening. You're killing the mood. Let's go find it somewhere else to drink, yes?
Sounds like music to my ears. By the way, where is the music? I thought we were supposed to be partying, Tenerdrin. Come on.
Okay, fine, let's go. And
but I remember where that.
Oh yeah,
that
you're locking in
chicken
where that
scratches, and maybe I know somebody already.
Sure.
That way.
So you are able to make it away back, actually coincidentally back to the sector that you came in, Divian's sector. But it also, you do see some musicians come from another sector with drums, with lutes, lyres, dulcimers, so many other musicians. I was like, oh, over there, that's the artists sector, so to speak. You've really never been here before?
I mean, I think it's a little weird that the city's completely divvied up by professions and sectors, but it's not really back where I came from. People intermingled more.
Well, not so much by profession, but more towards your devotion to the deity. Like Nagaris, where the poets and the actors and the musicians are. It's not so much, again, by occupation, but more by, like I said, devotion.
Are you a devoted person, Tenedrin? Are you very godly?
I adhere to a faith. I would not say I'm as devout or pious as others, but I do have principles. In fact, that's what Igranizio was based on. So typically most people here affirm themselves with some sort of faith, belief, what have you. And those that don't just keep to themselves about that. It's not that it's frowned upon, it's just not... It's not the majority opinion, shall we say.
Definitely an interesting way of life.
And Armand just speaks up. Yeah, I tell you, the city, and at this point now the drinks are definitely hitting him. It's not the way it was. And just the volume getting, it's not the way it was it? And he just points at some other guy, and this like tiefling that's just walking is like, looks, no! Just confusingly just keeps walking once again. That guy knows. He knows.
Who did Armand vote for again?
Me? Okay. So, I see. Okay. All right. I follow Erdana, the god of arcana, of magic and whatnot. And, I mean, I'm one of the best enchanters in the city. It's just, but yeah, I wasn't always magical, so to speak. I didn't actually read a book. It just kind of appeared one day. Dogs, you're fine. That was Armand. Wild dogs in the city, I tell you what, they just need to keep them on a leash or muzzle them. Jeez, I'm more of a cat person looking over at your compatriot. Like, and they wink at each other, be like, she knows. She knows.
Is the Watchmaster voted for? Is there an election for that?
So, most of the voting doesn't actually happen by like us lower folk. So the only person that really gets elected is the head of the city, and they're decided by all the other leaders of the religions. They kind of have like I don't know, I guess like a group think tank. I'm an enchanter.
Please do tell me more about it. It's so interesting.
All right, so the socioeconomic political powers within this city.
And at that point,
Hammer cans flies away as we go out of that riveting.
Fade to black.
Yeah, fade to black.
But the gist is within each temple of the fates, they as they would any other temple or anything, they promote from within, and the higher ups, the archmages, the Book Maesters, the Watchmaster, these heads of these religions, they have a meeting to decide who is basically going to be running the city. Armand speaks up, and actually currently it's the God, what's his name? He's a guy. You gonna help me out here? Yes. It is the archpriest of Zextius, Archpriest Varden Hyrcanus. Hyrcanus for the last name, Vardan for the first name, Varden Hyrcanus. He is currently our president, dictator. It's like, oh, you don't start there. Fine.
what are the wrong connotations of the word dictator, Armand? I thought.
You know, I mean, some of these guys are dicks, don't get me wrong. But I mean, a lot of them do seem to actually care about those that fall within their like faith base. So by extension, you know, you care for those underneath you. So you want them to be happy and placated because there's still only a few within the churches, and there are hundreds of thousands of us. So
That's a very wonderful sense of community we all have here.
oh, it's so great. I mean, if you want love, just go back to Divian. If you want realistic, if you want to be real about all of this, you could talk to those Sheehan people. They'll keep it real. They'll give it to you 100. And me, I'm just pew, 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 spell slinging over here. I mean, yeah, I'll do whatever the hell I want. Thank you, madam. Looking up, like, and praising towards the sky.
You'll
for,
do
like, 2.5
whatever
seconds.
you want.
Within reason.
I dare you to go outside right now and prejudice.
Drinks are getting ran. Uh-oh.
Okay, here's another one. He just puts another one right in front of you.
Give my language, but
I think it's cute.
toy with some watch guard for me.
Okay, you daring me?
Oh yes.
Are you daring? Okay.
It's a dare.
Okay,
Armand.
give me a check. Give me diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy. What am I talking about?
Oh man.
Is it a persuasion check with advantage?
I just went Pathfinder in my mind.
You
Yeah.
veered off.
Persuasion.
Surprise!
just
The
realized
Pathfinder podcast.
On my book or on my little thing here, I got 2 pages that are Pathfinder, and that's the last thing I looked at and I saw.
Got your Pathfinder in your D&D.
Because I'm placating Armand's ego, can I roll with advantage?
Triple dog dare, maybe.
He's also gonna roll, but he's gonna roll at disadvantage. So I'm not gonna give you advantage, but I'm gonna give him disadvantage.
Ooh, a 19 total.
Okay. I'll go do it. What am I doing again?
So you see that patrol of the 3 out there just kind of
Yeah.
roaming the streets?
Yeah.
Make it look like they had a nasty accident in their trousers.
Oh, done. Cracks the knuckles and everything. Walks out. Just definitely leading with the shoulders, chest out, like he's got this in the bag. walks up, starts walking up, and they're probably about 10, 15 feet away from you guys. And, hey, you! And the guards all look. It's like, hey, guys, how you doing? How's the night going? And just,
What I found.
thank you, Siri. Siri told me, the guard is named Siri. So any response from the guards is a little bit controlled, tame, a normal volume. You can tell when Armand is speaking. Oh man, that just sounds like the pits. I tell you what, if I had to go over there, holy crap. Oh man, speaking of which, finger just pushing the hair behind the ear, and you see like a little like wisp of the finger, and you see this little flash before you see all guards as they're kind of walking, just kind of stop for a moment. And like one just like looks towards the other. The trio, like two of them turn inward towards the middle one, so you can see the far face, and it's just like, I apologize. When you when you don't pay attention and you go to sit down on a toilet seat and it's wet for some whatever reason, you don't know the reason, but it's wet. That's kind of the look, the realization that these guards are having towards one another. And then you just see Armando waving the finger in front of the face. Oh, God, what is that? Oh, is that you? Which one of you? And they're like, you finally hear from the guard, go about your business! And just walks off. But you see kind of a clenching. They're wearing armor, but you can tell when somebody's clenching cheeks. There is a smell. It's not vile. It's not complete. It's not going to make you retch or anything like that. But it smells like somebody went to fart and more came out.
I turned to Tenendrin. Yeah. Armand really is easy.
The easiest, I'm afraid.
I look forward to our business dealings.
Oh, yes, but he's also easy in more than one way. And he walks right up and just plants a kiss on Armand. Like, oh, thanks. Appreciate you, too. But anything else before? Okay, so the Adventures of Ren. And the three-way date.
I have my information. I got what I came.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll say that you get back to the tavern around 2-ish, 3 o'clock.
If only I could tell time.
If only so the sun has not yet risen once again. When you make your way back stumbling into the Loving Helmet, and when you do, and you are kind of stumbling, and they're carrying you in, they're being nice. But you hear just a guy go, "I'll have what she's having!" And people are still enjoying themselves. But you get to the room much like everyone knows what a drunk sounds like, getting inside the house, going to the room, trying to take off peel off their clothes, if you even choose to do that before.
No, I fall into bed with my leathers on.
That's exactly what it is. I was going to say there's no gingerly trying to get in. You fall into it. And you hear a little bit of a crack from a crossboard underneath you, just with the amount of boom that you come down with. So we'll say that the rest of the night goes uneventfully. Again, a little bit of music in the background. Eventually, you're able to make it just ambient noise to help you sleep somewhat. And those of you that are not used to sleeping in an establishment, quite often, it's still a little bit foreign. It's like going to a new person's house to sleep in. You're rolling around a bit. Morning comes. 7. You really don't need to sleep. You do go in your stasis mode for a bit. Yeah. When you do come out of your stasis mode, Book Maester Taylok is just drooling on a piece of parchment, just passed out asleep. Like 1 or 2 other aides at various tables are kind of doing the same thing. Before you see a scribe kind of, Book Maester, Book Maester? It's like, and like wiping the now connection of saliva from the parchment from his jowls. Morning already. I believe your compatriots said they were going to come by. Or were you going to go meet them?
I don't really know, but I can go out. We can meet halfway, worst case scenario.
Fair enough. Do you want to take the information with you, or?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
so just be aware of what we experienced. Just should Will manifest himself again. Here, and he hands you a very smooth jade stone that has some inscriptions built into it. It's like, just push firmly into the glyphs in there and then speak. And if you're within a relatively close distance to Volkstad, I should be able to hear you. It gets a bit spotty the further out you go.
Okay.
So I don't know if just maybe not enough magical towers in the area or whatnot.
No 5G, five glyphs.
No 5 glyphs. No, there's only one on this one.
Oh man.
Yes, LTE. No, I'm just kidding. 1G LTE. I don't even think that existed.
I take 1d4 psychic damage from that.
Okay, there we go. That's permanent. No, I'm just kidding. That's a curse. You got to get that removed. I'm kidding.
It is a curse.
So,
So my only question, I understand this, but if Will comes back, I don't know if he is listening to do this. Okay. So it might be delayed.
Will, give me give me a straight wisdom roll. Give me a straight wisdom roll. I'm not talking about 7. I'm talking about Will.
Okay.
No modifier.
Oh, yeah,
No modifier.
7.
Whoa! Too meta.
Let's go.
From Will's point of view, you are in Assassin's Creed. Before you load in, there's just like that empty void that you can just run around and roll around and whatnot.
The Matrix.
That's kind of what's going on with you. You're just like, okay.
Just a big screen.
Every amount of training for counselor, like being a counselor that you've underwent, you are now internalizing and performing on yourself.
The ultimate test of any counselors to counsel themselves.
Who's watching the Watchmen?
I'm just butterfly tapping right here, taking deep breaths.
But 7, you start making your way towards the kind of the central area of town. There are side streets and alleys that head out through these sections, but obviously you don't know the city well enough yet to attempt such navigation. Everyone else. It takes Ren a minute, everybody.
Surprise.
She feels how she looks, which is hungover. Extra. Not super bad, but hungover nonetheless.
I smell okay.
But you are greeted with the smell of cooked and smoked meats, foods downstairs, even just a local bean brew. It's coffee. I don't know if coffee's D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I've honestly never heard anyone do coffee. It's magical coffee. It's coffee.
Squeezed bean juice. Yeah, it has to be magic.
bean juice. And the seeds are like, the beans are this big.
It's just a giant bean, yeah, and
yeah.
they have giants squeezing them.
And they just have mages just minimizing and crushing.
Mhm.
I've heard the best beans are first eaten by pseudo dragons, then pooped out later.
There you go.
There you go.
Ooh, internally roasted. I like that. That is a selling point.
That is.
Ren, we got so many business ideas, man.
Just, I'm terrified. I don't even want to know what that's called.
I drink fantasy energy drinks. They literally are just energy potions. That's it. That's all Felix runs on.
Pure arcana.
So
Yeah.
Pure
it's, just
arcana.
shocking, it's just bottled shocking grass.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So what do you guys want to do?
Before everyone else gets up, I'm going to leave a note that I will be back. And
Oh,
I'm
great.
going to head out and
Who
I'm
are you
going to go
rooming
find
with?
donuts.
Who are you rooming with?
Yeah, I'm curious. Who are you rooming with? Because we just said that there was 3 rooms.
I assumed that I would be in Ren's room.
That's a fair assumption. I did. Rin wasn't there when
Not
we
even there.
when I left Rin, or when we got there. Rin wasn't there. I was like, I'm not sleeping.
Although, in all fairness, though, you were not there when the rooms were paid for. You had no clue whose room you walked into and fell asleep. And it luckily by happenstance, because I didn't think about that in advance. It was with Darren.
Darren left a note.
sleep
Darren
anyway,
left a
it's
note with the barkeep to let him know if if Ren came in.
Room of black ladies just chilling. And
I just have to go visit a friend. It's fine.
But yeah, so you leave your note and that you're going to go get donuts is what the note says? Okay. So also, high fantasy. Donuts.
I have someone to visit.
I like it.
That's fine. That's fine. So that being said, what do you want to do?
I am actually going to go back to Tessis at the Gilded Coffer.
Okay.
With the donuts.
Okay. Okay. So you did buy donuts, just not for everyone else.
I mean, I didn't say that I didn't buy enough for everyone else, but there's a reason.
Yeah, luckily the chainmail cream was open that early.
That's all right. That's it. Good episode, everybody. All right, we hit the peak. We can't do anything else. Let's go. In credits.
So you've brought your well-baked, ill-intended donuts
To my friend Tessis
Yes.
at the Gilded Coffer.
Yeah.
Hey, doesn't know what a friend is.
So, O'Darren is actually hood up, going through town, gets to the Gilded Coffer with his donuts, and he gets in and he pulls off his hood and he looks completely different.
Okay.
He was too excited last night and he couldn't stop himself from changing.
Okay.
So now he is white, light pink.
Okay.
His skin, his hair's white, and it fades to pink at the ends.
Okay.
And his branch is cherry blossoms.
Oh, love it.
He's taken on he's taken on the look of spring.
Okay. Okay.
So he gets in, and immediately, hi! I brought donuts.
Okay. Oh.
I wanted to see my friend.
What can I do for you?
Well, here's donuts.
Okay.
But while I'm here, I thought maybe we could make a deal.
I'm listening.
So, I like magic. And you like magic.
Yes.
You can make scrolls, which I love because they work really well in my book. So, what if we trade spells on a regular basis? Say I bring you a spell and you trade me for an equally powerful spell.
So, I think that we can arrange something like that. We would have to make sure that the equivalent cost of the spell is similar, or likewise, if you bring enough of them to amass to maybe a higher one, and likewise, if you're privy to that, I can do that.
This sounds like a fantastic friendship, don't it?
Do you have one with sprinkles?
Well, yeah. Who gets donuts without sprinkles?
Yes, please.
And I take one out and hand it to her.
And definitely just smelling the donut, just kind of like even the tongue just on the icing, just out of on the donut. It's like it's weird. I'm not even gonna lie, it's weird. Before just slowly just taking that first bite and just savoring it, and just yes, this is good.
Poison.
I knew we would be friends.
Tessa just drops dead.
That's what I'm waiting. I was like, one of these seasons is going to be a murder. It's probably winter.
Winter is coming.
No. I'm not going to say anything. That's it.
Okay. Everyone else, so you've woken up to the smell. Ren, you wouldn't have even known if somebody was in their room. You woke up. It was a good time. You woken up by the smell. Anyway, so did you say you know how to read, Ren?
It's not that Ren doesn't know how to read. I mean, she reads. She just doesn't care to... Slash, she doesn't have a watch. That's why I said that the night before. Like, she...
Sure.
Okay. So, there is a note sitting on the bed over there, but, I mean, it's just a piece of paper to you sitting on the bed.
Quick question: is the handwriting different?
No.
Okay, so it's the same.
I don't
However-
think Ren would notice either.
Well, I'm just saying I want to know because that was a good. That's if we're doing that. You can think about it. You don't have to tell me. But I was just like, man, that's.
Do you got your eyes with a little heart now?
No.
Okay.
But I can't say that O'Darren would have thought to not write in his native language.
Oh, okay. Ren, what do you speak?
I need to double check. Common and Orcish.
Okay, yeah, you wouldn't have been able to read it.
So it's all just gobbledygook.
But I will... so, do you go to take a look at the piece of paper sitting on the other bed, or are you just going to head downstairs?
I just go downstairs.
So, Ren's amongst the living, Eldon and Felix and Banner. Aldarin has yet to come down, as far as you know. So, but we'll say that after the little trade deal, do you head back?
Yeah.
So,
Heck, I might even run into...
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is that as you're coming back, like, Seven, you're still... you've only gone to one place in the city. You know point A and point B, as opposed to O'Darren, who's kind of been around more. Yeah.
I'm kind of taking everything in, but still sort of heading on the path.
And not unlike some of the trees that are in bloom, you know, your ranch does share some, you know, the cherry blossom look with some trees and whatnot. Very much like if I had to describe the center being like Central Park in New York, it's a manicured park. It's gonna look nice and clean, but it's still very as much nature emphasized as possible, aside from the forum, which is essentially their giant amphitheater for large gatherings and announcements. But yeah, O'Darren will run into Seven, and make your way back to the Loving Helmet, probably in time that everyone else is seated, eating some salted pork and bacon, and having maybe an early drink.
Sign me up.
A little nip in the morning. But yeah, and so Felix, Eldon, you will see them walk in. Ren, you'll see O'Darren and Seven just walk on in.
Oh my God! Thank God! Take him off my hands, and I lead Beakley over to Seven. He has been a handful, and I can't read. Beakley comes over and just goes crazy.
I imagine on the walk I'm going to steal one of the donuts, and half of it I'm just going to eat.
Num nums. Yes.
I will happily get one.
Ren, you look like you fought a dragon last night.
More ways than one.
More ways than one.
Ew.
Love it.
I think I have needed your expertise, Eldon, for something different.
Oh?
There was something I saw on my outing. People, it's almost like graffiti, but chiseling things into the wall.
I was looking at those yesterday.
Yeah, I found some more, but it's kind of a distraction from our main thing of helping out a mystical ghost child that I don't think we should do.
Mystical ghost child.
But I kind of feel partial to this city. There's going on.
There is. Could you draw me the symbol, or could you
I could just
take me there?
I don't remember the exact. I don't have a keen mind.
I got nothing else to do. Let's go. Show me the way.
Well, I mean, let's have a family breakfast first.
Fine.
Does anyone else think Burris is a dragon? I say as I sit down.
Why would?
Wait. You look different.
Take a short glance up, and I just go back to looking at my notes. I'm like, I like the hair. Just go back to notes. Like,
That was different.
I don't think
How long did I sleep?
O'Darren didn't even
God,
realize that he had changed.
Sure.
Because usually he's in the autumn. He's very particular about that. But he's just like, oh, crap. But it's fine. Anyway, dragon.
okay.
Back to my food.
Let's get this done first, and then we'll deal with all that.
Okay.
Where are those
Donuts?
Yes.
Does
And I
Beaky
put
like the
donuts
donuts?
on the
Did you
table.
say yes?
I imagine Beasley like.
Oh, if you want to roll for it, yeah, like roll for it. Does he like donuts?
He really enjoyed the donut. And you know what? He got one of the icing filled ones.
Yeah, great.
Yep.
Give him.
It was the white chocolate icing. And yeah, it was pretty darn good.
Are owlbears allergic to chocolate? I probably should have figured that out.
It's white chocolate. It's not really.
Yeah, it's fine.
True story.
It's fantasy chocolate. We don't need fantasy veterinarian.
You're gonna have to get him to a vet.
Yeah, next episode we go to the fantasy vet.
Fantasy again.
Oh my god! I'll make a mini game. Where hands will go places
Oh no.
Oh, poor Beaky.
to get string out of butts.
You're gonna get like the cows have, where it's like the glove. And
Oh no.
Oh.
So, out of curiosity, how does healing magic work in that situation?
I would assume it'd have to be like they would have to suffer like it'd be a poisoned condition.
I would say.
It would be a poison condition.
Or it'd be a constitution roll, and if
Yeah.
not, then poison, and maybe restrained.
But depending on, you know what, we're changing podcasts. We're not talking high fantasy veterinary practices.
That would be an interesting campaign.
Do owlbears like?
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you guys ever had a biology class where like you had like that like the
pellet?
ball of like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Owls do that. Yeah.
So the owlbear would.
You're talking about owl poop. Yeah.
It's owl pellet.
It's
Owl,
like,
because owls do.
It's
well,
not
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
bear poop.
That's bad
Yeah.
poop.
It's a mound.
That's a man.
It's with
It's the Triceratops from Jurassic Park.
Bones of the things that
That's what I was
they
thinking in my
eat
head.
because they can't
That's
digest them.
that's the question he's asking. Is does Beakley puke up the bones of what he's murdered and killed?
So Beakley enjoys the donut. There is no magical repercussions. No need to consult a high fantasy veterinarian. Shout out to the next Springfield One Shot with a high fantasy.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, you think there would be one.
So,
Like
yeah,
there's
you all
horses
got together
and
you-
cows.
What do you want to do? Is Banner okay after what happened yesterday? He was really beat up.
I'm fine. That's all you hear. It's a pride thing.
I'm surprised his pride is intact.
I'm surprised you remember anything.
Oh, I remember a lot of things from last night. Did you know that this city is ruled by basically a presidential priest?
Presidential priest. I thought state and government are
so
supposed to be separate.
And Tenedrin, our business partner.
We veered way too close to a political podcast. I'm so sorry. Let's veer back into fantasy.
First veterinary practices, now politics.
No. What's happening?
Sorry.
But Tenedrin, our business partner Felix, they mentioned that this person was more of a dictator.
Okay, that's not good though. But
The city seems happy.
well, yeah, but if they're made to be, if you have to be happy, then they're gonna make it do that.
And then Armand, the other business person that you didn't quite meet, we met up later, got really into the whole prospects of the religious leadership, placating the masses. It was a bit much for me. I went in one ear, out the other.
Yeah.
You start having like a PTSD, like the socioeconomic political structure.
Breaks the cloud up. No, get out of here. Get out of here.
The point is, I'm not surprised that a syndicate like the Black Sabers has risen up to kind of exploit the situation.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That does, yeah.
And for my own reasons, I myself would like to investigate the Black Sabers, but
Are we-
I understand if everyone would be more interested in focusing on the Zragos and the Icarus situation, because that's
Well,
why we're here.
I think we have time.
well, as I say, I mean, realistically, because we got to go down and then back anyways, so we could do a little bit now. Go down, check out it was
Weeping.
they updated us on everything, right?
I have information for which to give when we get to that point. So,
I don't want to be like, yeah, no, Weeping City and all this other stuff because
No, we
I
talked
heard-
about it briefly.
we did a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. I didn't want. Yeah, I wanted to remember. But yeah, so if
I
we
was
go
there.
back down there, obviously we can go check it out, and then on the way back, we still got to stop up here. I mean, this is going to be a good hub in the area, anyways.
True
And
story.
we're going to be setting up shop in terms of other business partners. I mean, we're gonna be here for a hot minute, so I'm fine with whatever.
it kind of seems like that an apt point for you to bring up what you were able to find out. So, from the research that Seven and Book Maester, Taylok, and some of the other scribes were able to find out, is that Zragos was an ancient human city that was one of the last remaining cities during the Ash Wars. At one point, and these are all just kind of, unfortunately, there's, I'm kind of breaking here for a moment, there's no real coordination in this information. It's piecemeal. It's whatever scrap they were able to find. If it mentioned anything of Zragos or something of the like, they wrote it down. At one point, the city was a seat of a dragon and its horde. Very little is known about when that was or for how long the dragon resided there. During the Ash Wars, primarily nearing the end, the city was besieged for 3 years because for whatever reason. Most of the casualties were its residents as they became trapped within and starved out. Let's see. Per accounts from supposed witnesses, the city denizens were shown no mercy, being subjected to every worst form of horror and war. And because of that, it's believed that the residents now haunt those walls. Hence the name The Weeping of City, in addition to the fact that there still seems to be a consistent year-round falling of ash. And then because you had brought up the name Ivberus, they said that Ivberus was known to have a high position near the end of Zragos' history. And I am going to, what I'll do is, because you are the one that did that kind of research, I'll give that to you, Seven. And so you can disseminate as you wish so that people can copy or whatnot. And actually, let me take a screenshot of that too. I didn't make a copy.
So with that being said, all right. So with that info dump, does anybody have any experience here with like spectral stuff? Because obviously it sounds like we're going to be crawling in that.
My expertise is in the mortal kind, so
Likewise.
More of a mortal kind of combat.
Hey, you know what my daddy always said?
4 days, dude.
My daddy always said, "I ain't afraid of no ghosts."
Yeah.
So I don't. That's not going to stop me. But
Could I make because O'Darren is pretty well read, can I make like a history check to see what I would know about?
You can. The DC is going to be a little bit higher just because your specialty is not necessarily in ancient city lore as much as it is just in looking more towards Arcana. So, yes, but it's going to be a relatively high DC. 5.
17.
And I'm sorry, what were you trying to kind of glean from that?
Just to see what information I would understand about ghouls and ghosts and hauntings and...
So, just kind of, you know, that as spectral beings, like the typical, a regular like bastard sword or an iron or steel sword probably isn't going to take the cake, but probably going to need something more magical or blessed in some way. Magics are definitely going to play a bigger part in this if you were to occur any combat or encounter with. Yeah. I don't know.
Would you say?
Could you say that any more smugly, please?
I don't know.
Good take.
You can straight up like Matt Mercer this and be like, well, we don't need this page anymore. That combat's out the window. Yeah.
So, would you say that like silvered weapons would be more effective?
That you wouldn't be able to glean. That's going to be that's kind of specific, super specific. In this instance, you just know like the general, a steel cutlass probably isn't going to cut the cake.
I mean, with my people back in the Feywild, we didn't really fuck with the spirits. You were
You're
meant
not
to
supposed to. Yeah, you're
respect
not
them.
supposed to. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then I mean, no matter what, we probably want to make sure we're ready before we even go over there, because clearly, if we're going to be going into some hoodoo stuff, we want to make sure we're ready for it anyways. So I would say maybe we can hit up our contacts here and see if they can provide anything and point us in the right direction. And then while we're doing that, we can also check out your stuff for the sabers.
I like that.
Kill two birds with one stone. Sound good?
I say we're in the biggest city. I'm sure we can find somebody to help us.
Be bound to stumble into somebody.
I would definitely say that we at least need some kind of different weapons.
There's like 16 districts. I mean, there's something.
It is vast.
Yeah, it's vast.
21. It's 21. it's 20.
Random tour guide that's on his break in the tab.
Oh yeah, so the 21 districts that we have here in Volkstadt are devoted to most nearly every guide you can find in the area. And he just walks up and be like, if you look at this here, Fred, it gets a little... He's just quieter.
NPC stuck in a loop.
It's almost like speaking into something that's placed around the ear, and from the waist there's like some sort of eminence of sound. Yeah.
Like a little PA system. I love it.
Magical PA systems.
Oh, Darren is immediately going to take out his book and scribble notes about that. May come in handy later.
All right, so yeah, so where do you want to go first then? Like, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go to that sign?
Yeah. I mean, I think the sign is a perfect place for Eldon to start some
Investigating.
laying their web of intrigue.
Yeah, and obviously we want to be careful. Once we are known or on the radar for them, we will definitely want to be careful about who we deal with after we start poking that bear. So
At the very least, it seems like they have an interest in kidnapping at least the people from Horus. So
they did kidnapping?
There's been a lot of things they've done. Kidnapping is, I assume, is not the worst thing, but is probably high on the list.
Makes sense.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
As I'm flipping through
It's pretty bad.
Kidnapping is 7. That's
Thank
right.
you, Seven, for your insightful human analysis.
He was up all night in the bookstore. Look at him with all these new big ideas.
Right.
Fantastic.
By osmosis, he is learning counseling techniques.
As I'm flipping through my book, I'm going to say, it also might be a good idea to go see someone who's divine. They might have more ideas.
Well, I mean, there's like 21 districts dedicated to the gods, so...
Yeah.
Anywhere okay, but we can go. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like I'm like suffocating a religious folk here. It's a bit much for me.
Is Forever 21.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's not really my
It's like going to my
jam
old
for it.
in-laws' house.
Oh yeah, so let's do this then.
So you take him to the mark, and you recognize this mark, Eldon. It's similar to other marks that you've seen on the buildings. It wasn't really clicking, but give me a... how do I want to do this? Give me a straight knowledge roll.
When you say knowledge, do you mean straight intelligence?
Straight intelligence.
Okay.
You doing Pathfinder?
I was like, where's knowledge at?
Stop taking the
Pathfinder pages.
Oh my gosh!
All of a sudden, we're just going to let Will talk for a while, and this is going to be an ASMR podcast.
Every now and then we need some time to break. We'll just cut back to Will being inside 7, like just talking himself down, like everything's okay, it's all right.
You just hear.
What are 5 things I can see
I got a-
right now?
I got a 12.
Okay, so it takes a minute, but the posts are still up on the crying board. And now that you're putting it together, and it's taken a minute, but you're putting it together, that the districts that have been hit, each of those, the most inward-facing portions of the section of the city, like facing towards the center, each one of them have that same matching mark as the one that you were just shown. Okay. So of the, I believe it was 7 districts that have been hit by burglaries, each one of those has the same mark as what was apparently carved last night. Gotcha. There are other sections with other marks on them, but you don't know how those necessarily connect with anything on the board. Gotcha. And you see kind of Eldon almost having to like skitter across to the crying board, skitter back to the wall, skitter look at another section, and so it is kind of more or less sprinting because this is a massive circle and there is a do not walk on the grass. So he is having to really follow the paths around. But yeah, you eventually put that together.
Okay. So I would glean that this place could be set for burglary soon.
Either that building itself or potentially something in its section.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's like one of the innermost buildings.
Yeah. Okay. If it's not far off to assume that that's how they know which sections have been hit, is by going to the central hub and marking there, rather than trying to search every building in each section. They're just saying, hey, this section's been hit, this one hasn't, yada, 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 based on the mark. There are some buildings with different marks on there. There's one building that has its own mark that doesn't match anything else. But, yeah, you do see some, and it's not necessarily thieves' cant, but it is markings that resemble some thieves' cant. Like it's been manipulated and used for its own purpose. Because there's plenty of thieves' cant everywhere. And it's like, hey, you want a job? Or hey, you want to go do this or something like that. Like there is the shady underbelly stuff. This one just doesn't seem like normal, just underbelly stuff.
Okay.
Find anything, Ace Detective?
Something. So I believe that something in this section may be hit soon or was already hit.
I think that is the perfect place to start asking questions with people who we deem appropriate. I mean, might be unwise to just start asking questions of everyone. But
right. Is there a way I can
find... What
section
is this? Do we know?
So the section that you are in front of is dedicated to Senir, who is the god of luck. Senir. Senir. That's the primary domain anyway.
That's the one where the new mark luck. Is?
Yeah, it's where the newest mark is.
Well, not lucky it is.
Or is it all a ruse? It's a red herring. It's a blue herring.
Is the section with Oris? Do you see a sigil over there?
With what? Which one?
The section of Volkstag that's dedicated towards the deity Oris.
I can go check.
Oris has a mark, but it's the one that doesn't match the others. It is the singular one of its kind.
Is there a way I can find or make contact with somebody that's
like a thieves guild?
Yeah, kind of like a thieves guild, like a fence or something?
Well, there's you can either leave your own thieves' cant somewhere and hope that you're able to articulate in thieves' cant, or there are some places to be like, hey, if you need to unload something, head over here or whatnot. You do see a couple of those, and it tends to typically send you to either the district for Onus, who is the god of travel, roads, and merchants, or Thetesis, which is the god of trickery.
Oh. Can I take like a I don't know, stenciling of the marks and keep them on my
Yeah, you
like
can
tracing,
you can
stenciling
do
stuff. Yeah.
You can do a rubbing of it.
a rubbing of all
Rubbing,
the.
that's what it
That's
was.
it. Yeah, rubbing of all the sigils and keep them in my pocket so I can
Yeah.
show. Okay, yeah, I do want to go find a fence and start there. Would probably be the best place to start.
Okay. So, like I said, there is 2 sections, Onus and Thetesis, which I'll have the map up on the screen for everyone who's listening. And actually, I'm pretty sure I could just pull it up right here for you, for everyone here. Yeah, it'll be great also when I actually get my ish together. Okay, so, and I have to, and it doesn't matter. Those are just the guys. Okay, so I'm going to turn this so, and this should be up on your screen for everyone who is listening. That's really the best I can do for everyone here. You can see how the city is, oh yeah, if you don't got it pulled up already. That's kind of how the city is plotted out.
I'm saying I got it on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know
So,
you were going to provide, so I was like, all right, well. let me-
fair enough. So as I said, it was Onus, which is section 19, which is right here.
Okay.
Or you have Thetesis, which is 14, which should be right there. So they're kind of in 2 different, one's more in the southern section of the city, one's more the western.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are the 2 places. The darkened out regions are the ones that would equate it to not Diagon Alley. What's the offshoot? What's the bad alley? The bad place. The bad place where the bad things go.
Troy.
Diagonally.
Diagonally. But it's more rundown because that's where the god of chaos is.
We chased that guy.
You chased him into Goannas, which was the god of chaos. There is also the god of Murdy, Taor, murder, Taor, Murdy.
Nocturne Alley.
Nocturne. Thank you.
That
was gonna bug me.
I
Thank
literally
you.
sat there for an hour inside of it, and I couldn't even remember the name for the life of me.
And there's also, if I'm not mistaken, who's 11? Yeah, Goanna, Taor, and Kenas, which is why am I spacing on my own deities? Which the god of death. I know. I'm looking at it and I can't find it. But then Kenas, which is the god of death or endings, destruction. So that those sections are more darker just in nature, but some of them, like Goanna's, which is just madness and chaos, just looks like no one's given 2 shits about upkeep or maintenance repairs. The super is out of the building. But yeah, so those are your 2 options: to head to the south or head to the west.
I think it's pretty interesting that the one place that has the person kidnapped is the place that has the different sigil.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
But
Maybe that sigil means kidnapping.
right.
I guess Onus.
Okay.
I don't want to mess with trickery just yet.
Yeah, I don't want to.
It's not hard to find Onus. There's it's where a majority. It's situated at the western gate, where merchants and travelers come through. It's primarily situated for a section devoted to the god of travel. This place is bustling. This is more hawkers. This is going to be your more like beads or goods from other lands, from the Duchy of Wethill, from Baetia. Yeah, it's more bizarrish just because it's so eclectic with what is all there. But yeah, so that being said, it is a bit chaotic. Give me investigation checks in order to make sure you can find the sigils, or the thieves can't, and follow them. Even if you don't know how to read them, you could still be able to recognize them.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
If you want to.
I got an 11 on the first roll.
What skill?
Investigation?
Investigation. 17.
17.
There you go.
9.
It's not worth mentioning.
Is it a 1? It's a
It is.
5.
Is it a 1?
It's a 5.
Dang it.
So,
I need those good bad rolls.
you know how when you hyperfixate on one thing, you become blind to everything else? That's
Yes.
kind of what it becomes for like you, Eldons. You're so like, I have to check in case, because anything could have thieves' cant on it. That Felix and Seven are just like, it's right there. It's just
New eyes, fresh eyes.
There's a little
fresh eyes
blue
work, yeah.
arrow in Dora that just flies up. Like,
Right.
you see the little like waypoint on your map up here. But
Waypoint added.
we'll say that you find that I want, because you two succeeded, I want you to give me an investigation, and then you're going to follow up with the last one. There's going to be 3 in this in order to find the trail and keep the trail. So Seven is going first.
I gotta do math. 22.
Okay, so again, they don't know how to read it, but they're like, "Is this it?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's it." And so you're going deeper, more into the alleyways at this point. A lot of zigzaggy movements, weaving between buildings. What'd you get, Felix? 11. It takes some. You lose it for a moment.
Yeah.
It is not so much that it's just super busy. Even it's just, because it looks like they're carved in with knife. Some could just be chips from battle, for all we know. Eldon, what did you get?
Jeez. Another 11.
Another 11. So it takes some time. We'll say that after Seven did his search, the trail didn't go cold. It just took a lot longer probably than it could have. Probably lost another half an hour to 45 minutes trying to stay on this trail. Eventually, though, it does point you to kind of like a ground level stepwards down into kind of a basement like area. Who's all going?
I'm going in, obviously.
Oh, yeah. I think it makes sense for Red to go.
And by the way, I have plenty of names ready this time.
I'll also
I'm gonna
cast
call
Mage
that
Armor
bluff.
on myself as we walk in.
Mage armor on yourself.
It's a fence. It's not a
Maybe
battle.
before we walk in instead of as.
Just because you never.
As we're walking.
Behave yourself.
I would have saved it for when you're talking, just as a way to intimidate.
I just want to point out, and Seven can justify this right now. You're seeing all these names, right? Okay, yeah, don't fuck with me. I got names for days.
I'm not writing it.
Names I can't even pronounce.
All day yesterday making names.
That was Alanis. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It was Alanis Morissette. No, I'm kidding. So who's all heading?
Oh, well played.
Oh man. So who's all heading down?
I'll go. Yeah.
7. Ren. Okay. So
was like,
everyone.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Those of you that stand over 5 foot are going to have to hunch to get in here. This is where
even get in?
Limboing, you are the champions. My shorter
Maybe Seven should stay out with Beakley.
Banner is willing to stay out there with Beakley. If someone else is kind of willing to stay out there with him, just because right now he looks like a lost dude with a lost puppy in an area of town he's never
I
been.
probably will too, just for the logistics of trying to cross around in there. Okay.
Especially if you get mad. I think we're all gonna die.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Against the wall.
So you enter down and you are greeted with so many different aromas of spices and herbs immediately. Almost like somebody lit like 6 different incense candles and just put them up in various places. No better way to hide something if it has a smell, if you can't smell what you're smelling for. Yep. And likewise, there are plenty of shining things when you walk in the door. There's like little mini chandeliers reflecting candlelight. There's kind of like almost like a mini lighthouse light beacon. So it just kind of keeps rotating around the candle as light kind of, it's still very shady in here, as a shady place to do business deals would. There is a large bird-like creature standing behind the counter, wings furled, but easily the wings span 6 feet, 7 feet. You walk in, it's just, hello. How can I help you?
The bird talking?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The bird is talking to you. It's clothed and everything. Just a very large humanoid bird.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It's an Aarakocra for everyone who's...
Jonathan!
Jonathan! I loved, by the way.
That was great. Good day, sir. I have some questions maybe you can answer.
Depends on what you're asking and what you're willing to pay for it.
Is there, like, a sigil I have for being a thief?
Not here. You probably still retain the one from your old company. Which, I mean... It's more or less just a proof of profession rather than like a proof of trust me. Yeah.
I'm gonna slide a piece of paper over so that you can write something on thieves' can't.
Just you just from above, because stands taller than you. Just see.
Right. I will lean down and put it in front of your face.
They're just kind of watching this entire thing.
Nonchalant.
So I guess I write my thieves' cant on that paper and show it to the bird, and then pull out one of the sigils I sketched and put it on the table and ask, "Does this look familiar to you at all?"
The thieves' cant was already like, okay, so you're just another ragamuffin. When you come up with the other sigil, or mark, whatever we want to call it, that the head snaps back at you and like almost goes into like that like from their point of view, they're going into like a hawk vision. They're taking in every piece of detail of you, goes to everyone else, be like, what do you need?
Well, we're new to the city, but I'm curious what these sigils mean.
Oh,
In the Thieves Guild, this is something, or as I'm a thief myself, is this something I could partake in?
so you just found this mark and figured you'd come ask me about it?
Why not?
You don't know me. Why should I be inclined to give you anything? Do you have anything for me?
I might.
Why don't you change that response?
I do.
Good change. What do you have?
What do I have?
That's a good question. That is.
We have an owl there.
No.
Pull out my slowly reach back for my
You see
gun.
Eldon pop back up. Hey, we need
Beakley.
for a moment.
Oh, man, let me check my inventory real quick.
We have information. For information. You could.
Interesting. And from like, I don't know how Aarakocra really emote, but I assume you can kind of see some sort of like greedy interest with that. Be like, they speak up once more. So, you will give me the name of who killed the Bloody Blade, and I tell you what that is? Is that what I'm understanding?
If you deem that to be of equal value,
Oh, I do.
I think that would be quite the deal.
I very much do. And just so that there is no ill will, that's a mark to be hit.
To be hit?
Apologies. For it to be hit, for there to be a theft, a burglary of some sort.
In that district or on that building?
I'm going to say in the district, because that could mean either or both.
You see, a square is a rectangle.
Well,
Man, that's all I got.
And it was the mark from the building that for the theft, right, that you showed?
yeah.
Okay. But that's what it's intended for. Either it will be hit or it has been hit.
I show him the one that I don't understand yet. I figured that was the case of this one, but this one puzzles me the most. And I pull up that one that was all by itself.
Tit for tat, my friend. Tit for tat. What is your name that you've given me? Who fell the bloody blade?
Well, my friends, have you ever seen a construct that grows to 15 feet tall?
No.
Oh, well, it was me. I felt.
It was me. Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. You? By yourself, or was it all of you together?
No, it was just me. My profession, and for, as long as I've left the
Are
trade.
you in there with us too?
I am
Okay.
here in this.
And,
I'm just like looking at you.
Yeah, I know, and I'm looking
Feeding.
down. I'm just looking
getting
at
the oak, I turned a new leaf, and I've been bounty hunting for quite a while now.
Indeed. Good information. Good trade. So, you wish to know about the other one?
Yes.
What do you have this time? Surely you didn't fail the Bloody Blade multiple times. So what else do you have for me?
Do you have anything that's broken?
Just looks around, and like half the stuff in there, it's scarred, broken, but not like to the point of non-use. Like, these are all stolen goods, so some of them are damaged in the process of stealing.
Is there anything in the room that looks like it would be worth considerably more money if it were fixed?
I'm hesitant to call it a case that's in front of him that he's sitting behind, just because it's not fancy enough to have a glass case.
Oh, that's so sad. He wants to have a glass case, but he doesn't got one. That's so sad.
Get Banner to make
there
a pick one.
are
Felix weeps for
it.
As a small business.
It almost is like kind of like a top that he could pick up and pull stuff out of, but but you actively ask that question. Okay. Well,
And as I ask that, I'm going to run my finger along a scratch on the counter, and it's going to mend itself.
That'd be pretty cool.
so he reaches in and he pulls out this amulet, and it is very beautiful. It has ornate gold filigree around it that's keeping it in with its little prawns, but the gem itself, which is a deep emerald green, is cracked. As you can see, this would mess with the value. If you're able to repair this, I can tell you quite a bit about them.
Would I know if mending would fix that?
You don't know what... Just because it looks like an emerald doesn't mean it is an emerald.
Okay.
So unfortunately, not right off the... I mean, give me an arc. Well, no, because that wouldn't even tell you. I mean, unless you have some sort of magical means to figure out whether or not it is more than it seems.
Can I cast Identify?
You can.
I was about to ask that, but go ahead.
Or say,
Detect magic.
well, I'll say I can do that too, but I'd rather just identify. Yeah, I would say I'd rather. Identify. Nope, don't get out of that screen. Yep, identify. Choose one object that, well, I have to touch. He's allowing me to touch it. Can I see it really quick?
He will...
You can still hold it.
Yeah, like his
gonna, like, move it.
feathered hand, like it is very much like it is cupped in the hand,
Yeah.
and the top of it, like he puts his hand over, so like it is, if need be, he can easily just snatch it
fine.
away.
You know, my little baby hand compared to his big hand, you know, like it's not gonna. I'm not gonna try and pickpocket. Yoink! Yeah, you know, like ha, like get under there. If it is a magic item or some other magically imbued item, I learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement, how many charges it has. I can learn if there's any spells affecting the item, what they are. If the item was created by a spell, I learn what spell created it.
Wow.
Sure.
Also, while I'm doing that, because I'm like going up and touching it, I don't know if you'll allow this, but if I also touch him or it, I can know if he knows any spells and if any are affecting them.
So
So I kind of touch them both.
what we'll say is that like very much like as he is kind of cupping it in his hand, like when you go to touch it, you're almost kind of overlapping fingers in order to touch it. So first off, the amulet.
Yes.
it is going to be an amulet of turn undead.
Oh.
Fancy.
Oh.
Cool. I do say.
I do say, by George, curly Q of the mustache.
Turn undead. Turn undead.
Turn undead.
Silly spell check.
Yep. And I'm not saying it's a massive one. If I do equivocate it to like the size,
Is it like a locket?
yeah, a little bit bigger than a regular standard size
An
locket.
amulet's like.
I shouldn't have
like
said
I
that.
am Agamotto. Like.
Yeah, if I had to.
It's about the face size of an Apple Watch.
Oh, okay.
So it's
42 millimeter.
42. Yeah.
get out of here. Yeah, mine too.
Okay.
Mine too. Yay. Yay. Rep our first world problems. God, we're trash. Okay. America. So all that went through my head was America. Fuck yeah.
But it's okay because I marked these as explicit now.
Yeah.
So,
Good call.
Because of you. Solely because of you.
yeah.
Yeah. I think one squeaked out over the past 3.
And then I was like, you know what? The hellhounds are loose. So you said when you touch a person, though, you are aware of what spells they know?
If it knows spells, I can know what spells it knows and if a spell is affecting it. So like if it was being charmed or something like that.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is
It's a spell.
It's not under a spell effect.
Cool.
Or they are not under a spell effect. They know Misty Step,
Cool.
Mist, Thunderstep, Shocking Grasp,
Okay.
and that's really the extent of
Anyway,
yeah.
Because especially like with all like my reasoning is if there's other people like gangs and stuff, they could be viewing through
Oh,
eyes.
good call.
So yeah.
Sure, but as you go into like feel though, you also see like at each hip is an axe on each hip.
Yeah.
It almost seems like this
threatening as possible. This little dude. Like,
kind of figuring out that this is more the spells are supplementary more than anything else.
But that being
But yeah.
said, I relay that back to him, telling him what it is. Now, I say because I don't know if he can do magic items like that or not.
Does it seem like the magic is interrupted in it?
That'd be something that technically you would tell from that.
So,
So like the state that it's in, it's like if it's op. Or if it
yeah. So, because I'm looking over I'm rereading mending real quick.
You're fine.
You cannot physically repair a magic item or construct.
Yeah, 'cause I
So
can't even do that.
after you relay this, you know then that it wouldn't apply. Like it would. It says you couldn't repair it.
You could make the gym look back to normal, but you couldn't actually.
I couldn't
no,
fix.
it
Oh, you
says
can't.
Or sorry, it says the spell can physically repair a magic item, but the spell can't restore magic. So yes, you can restore
I
it
can't.
So you could
I
lie.
can't fix the magic.
if the magic is interrupted. But from what you were able to tell, didn't seem impacted.
But I
Oh,
can
okay.
repair the
Then
break in
yeah,
the
so
gym.
then I'll let you know and be like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do this. This is your wheelhouse, man.
If you're able to fix it, I can give you information.
Well, I mean, you know
Fix it,
that
Felix.
I can.
That's not me.
I know. Just kidding.
I don't
What
know that you
information
can.
do you have? And I'm gonna run my finger along another crack in the case, and it's gonna fix as well.
I'm really tempted to just say he takes out an axe and remakes the cut. That was my favorite cut. No,
That was the store's first cut, you monster.
so it seems to me that you're more intrigued as behind the why of these than so much what they stand for. Is that correct?
I guess. Yeah. Why?
That mark is to indicate a taking of a person. And these marks that you are interested are not part of the Black Blades.
Not the Black Blades.
Snap.
So there's a rival gang, maybe.
Why would they? And they definitely caught themselves.
Yeah.
Why would they? And yeah, you all caught it. It was intentional. Why would they ruin what organized structure they have in town by doing senseless thefts?
True that.
It's not an organization if people are running around half-cocked.
Do they suspect who may be doing these?
Oh, we know. They know. We know.
Hey, we're on the up and up. I mean, it's okay.
Are you cops?
No.
I know you're not cops.
No.
We have to tell you if we're cops.
Hey, no joke. That is the rule in this fantasy world, and we all know it to be decreed. If you're an undercover fantasy cop, and you ask somebody that, they have to tell you.
I'm here to buy things. Are you a cop? Yeah.
It's like an enchantment that they get. Where,
blimey.
Yes, I am. Oh, dang it! And then they just like, oh.
Their curious is just a zone of truth on the inside.
That's their wire.
Oh my god.
I love this.
We know who is involved. We don't condone it.
The Black Blades aren't known for kidnapping, are they?
When necessary.
But not just innocent people.
When necessary. You don't want to owe a debt.
No, I can see that.
Why go for you? Huh? Why would we go for you? Your family guarantees the payment.
It's true.
Just more of a smirk across his beak.
Across that beak.
Anything else you wish to know or wish to share?
How are you guys hiring?
That's actually another good question.
There's a vacancy.
Yeah, I mean, clearly we were able to. I mean, it's like figure this out, but you know, we too are thieves, and we do thieving. We do thieving and stuff.
I do thieving.
And honestly, me acting as a bounty hunter is really to a thieves group's benefit because I eliminate competition.
Well, there's always a bruiser, you know, somebody who tags along if things get hairy.
And again,
we
I
got
eliminate competition.
Yeah,
And gold is always helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I need gold.
We are willing to pay for services rendered. We are always interested in new members. Of course, you have to understand that we're not just going to give you the keys to the kingdom.
Trust needs to be earned. I completely understand.
Trust earned is trust given. Well, in this situation, trust earned is coin given. But,
Oh, I think in this case it was information given.
oh yes, but if you're wishing to make coin, if you want to do a job, trust earned is coin given. So, this is what I propose. If you are interested, talk amongst yourselves. Is it just you four?
We have some compatriots.
We may need to discuss that with,
But I
compatriots.
think we be the only four who are morally capable.
Yes.
Just thinking about that. I was like, would Beta run along with
We
this?
operate in a different moral city code, so to speak.
Fair enough. So, speak with your compatriots. Anyone who's interested, we can provide you with work. Realize that it may take a job or two before some sort of trust is established. And believe me that those jobs will increase in, well, I don't want to say difficulty. They may not be difficult, it just may require a job that blurs the morality line.
Well, from what I've heard about this city.
So you said...
You did fix the amulet, correct?
Yeah, fix the amulet.
Not yet.
No, fix
Not
the
yet?
amulet.
Not
We're
yet.
gonna stop what we're doing. Fix the amulet for this guy, please.
How much for that amulet?
What?
Well,
Well, clearly it's damaged.
well,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I was just kidding.
So you said that the Black Blades are not associated with these monks. Correct? But you know who is.
you said they do though. Yeah.
And if we
Fulfill your end of
Did
the bargain and fix the gem, that
something-
would be wonderful.
if we did something about this individual, I'm
Starts
gonna
knocking on
run
the
my
table.
finger along the gem and fix it.
Thank you. Trust earned.
But if we remove this
you-
individual,
You do see, though, someone comes out from a back room and just kind of standing there, just hand on the pommel of his sword on his hip.
How
I
do you
think
do,
the point
good sir?
here is that we if we wish to infraternize further, we need to work for our keep.
Yes.
Well, essentially, that's what I'm offering. Because if we
what was
remove,
offered, and we accepted.
if
said we're gonna
we remove this individual, then that's a rival to your group.
I don't think
You're trying to pry for information that I'm not going to give you.
And that's the polite way of him telling us.
Stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, though,
Nice try, though. It was well done.
what would the cost of that amulet be?
So here's the thing. When you did your identify,
Oh,
No,
that's
God, no.
true.
Oh no. I just told Baron, I was like, hey, yeah, you can fix this.
well,
Yeah, no, come on now.
he pulls out a little like jeweler's monocle and everything. Be like, hmm. I can part for this for 150.
I don't think I have that much.
I think it's a steal with the gold. Should easily be 250.
Now, I mean, you saw what I did, correct? Like we can both agree, right?
I saw you touch
Yeah.
it, and then you said something.
That he could fix it.
Yeah, I don't know
Um,
what you did.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm just letting you know you may not want to be selling it for that high. I don't know
What is it?
I don't know what level you're selling it to people, but the gem is real, but that gold, that's fake.
Gotta give me a deception.
I know, I was gonna say.
I know. Every time I do it, I'm like, why don't I have points in deception?
We're on thin ice. What are you doing?
I'm just trying to wheel it down. We have the intention of buying, but
Mm-hmm.
Who has the intention?
it's a 5.
No.
I don't even need to look. I don't even. Well, hold
I
on.
rolled a 2!
Oh! He was wowed by my prowess. I want to actually see if I have any extra points. Nope. No, persuasion +2, so it's 7. It's even higher. Mercantile win.
Of course. So the gem is real, but the gold is not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm just telling you. I mean, obviously, you're running a business. I'm just letting you know for future endeavors. If somebody comes in and you try to push that as a high item, you may be insulting to them. So I just say either replace the metal, or I mean, we could take it off your hands too.
I mean, it's pretty.
Well, I was gonna say we could find uses for it, but I'm just letting you know.
Well, now there's a supply and demand, my friend.
You want to cut us a deal? I mean, obviously we're hopefully going to be starting stuff. We're more than happy to pay, and with trust earned, trust given, whatnot. I mean, that works both ways. That's what we call a two-way street. If you can't do that,
It definitely thinks for a moment, like the shuddering of one of the wings and everything, just, like you would when you're cold or something.
hey, I'll even tell you what. We'll even try to get you a front glass window for your storefront.
I'll tell you this, half of what I originally said, 75 gold.
Sold.
I have 25.
I have enough.
Think you got a deal.
Yeah.
All right, pay the man.
I give my 75 gold
There we go.
out of my pot purse. Yeah, coin purse.
Hey, also in the future, if you ever get anything like that, let us know. I can, like I just assisted before, we can always check for you on the up and up, make sure nobody's trying to swindle you. I know you get a variety of different stuff coming in.
That we do. From all over, too. If you ever find anything you need to unload, bring me good stuff, and maybe the trust can be established a little bit quicker.
Always in the mood to help out local business.
Oh, we're local, all right.
What was your name, by the way? I knew he was waiting for it. I knew he was waiting for it. I don't want to be like, all right, now we're not going to ask anybody for names now, just to make Wes cry.
Oh, no, this list is sitting here forever until somebody dies, until I die. My name is Qatar.
Pleasure meeting you. My name's Felix.
Hello, Felix. And now I'm going to highlight this person that I've used their name.
Good call. Perfect. All right. Well, I mean, if we got everything, we'll get out of your hair so your compadre can go back to doing what they were doing, and we'll refer to our people.
Well, before we convert, what sort of job would you have us do first? if we need to persuade our compatriots.
We have many throughout the city who owe us money. Protection, of course. Protection money. Otherwise, terrible things happen.
Accidents happen all the time.
And for some people, it's time to collect. One way or the other.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Side quest unlocked.
Right.
Added to journal. Would you like to make this a priority quest?
Not quite yet.
That's all I see in Final Fantasy 16 right now. It's like, you want to make this a priority quest? Yes.
All right. Well, let's get back up and how are we gonna spin this to Banner? It was a pleasure meeting you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Heading up ahead now.
Thank you for the gym.
Yes. We're going to take a break right here. Just seems like kind of a natural point.
Yeah.
So, coming back, you guys are leaving the fencers, and you come back out to meet with Beakley, Seven, and Banner, and picking it up from there.
That emerald. Do I need to put it in my inventory?
Amulet.
Amulet, thank you. That's what I
Yes,
meant.
definitely. Do not forget that.
Yeah.
That's a big boy. That is a big boy thing.
Inventory.
No, and if we were talking about that in game, I would say manacles and heat metal. Hey, how's it going, man? We had a lot of fun in there.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. We made some new friends. We found out that area the different sign was not the different sign was kidnapping. The other one was
Robbery.
We don't know if a place got hit there or not.
But the Black Blades are not involved.
They're not involved. So there's another player in this area, which we didn't get the name.
Yeah. Hopefully, if you do a couple jobs, we can get the name.
We tried. We had to exchange information, which we do
Inventory,
not. We
thank
have
you.
a sore lacking of. And Ren also said that Ren killed the Bloody Blade.
Oh.
Yeah, that might be an interesting
inaccurate.
thing later.
Yes, it is. Hey, that's what we call fibbing.
Okay.
She was straight fibbing. But
Yeah.
I'd rather use myself as bait than somebody else.
we needed to do that though. So might have been an oopsie daisy, but
Maybe we should walk over there,
what's over where?
just away from here.
The door, the front door?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
I
no, that's a
guess.
good call.
That's
Just a
okay.
thought.
That's okay. All right, so yeah, so
Let's just head back towards the center of town.
does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so we'll start heading back towards town.
The dead silence is more awkward now.
You know what you need, Wes, is a clicker. We do a clicker, like an actual like dog.
Okay, so
Dang.
I'm gonna get you that card with the item information on it.
Okay.
I'll probably just put it into your inventory is most likely what's gonna happen. So you guys are heading back to the center of town, and that's our clicker. As you so we'll say that you get there, unaccosted by any means. I mean, there's definitely the allure of the many salesmen and hawkers, but yeah. So you get to the center. What would you like to do from there? Is there anywhere specific you're wanting to head to, or?
I mean, it's still morning, I'm guessing.
We'll say that it's probably about a little bit after 10. 10:30ish. Because you got lost for about 45 minutes or so trying to find.
On that sign.
And it is a large city. It's a walk.
Yeah.
Pretty big, yeah. It's a big town.
I mean, obviously we'll have to wait till we can actually talk with Banner directly.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, like, especially for the side
Quest.
stuff.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not down for shaking innocent people.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No.
Sometimes,
Who said anything about shaking? More like shanking, but who said no? I'm just kidding.
I mean, we can discuss with them. We don't have to.
You want to get that extra attack per turn, right? I mean, you got to get that XP. Kidding. So as you are kind of walking around this general central area, kind of figuring out what you're going to do next. So you came from the west, so you're kind of you head east towards the center of town, and you're kind of going like a counterclockwise motion. You do shortly then you see here before you see people screaming and kind of fleeing towards you like away from the direction of Divian, of where you guys have been staying, of that sector. And you hear the clashing of swords and whatnot. What do you guys want to do?
Stop one of the people's fleeing, asking what's happening.
Oh, so it was terrible. There was just a bunch. There was nobody. There was nobody. And then there was everybody. and it was just crazy. The Grand Rose was walking through the streets with her guards, and then some guys came out of nowhere, and now they're all fighting. And I think the Grand Rose was hurt. I don't know. I don't care.
Wait, who's the Grand Rose?
I honestly, the Grand Rose. There you are. And like you see, like a woman and a child like coming towards him, and he grabs him, and he just starts booking.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, I would assume. Hey, let's be real. Banner would be running in there, so we might as well be following Banner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on now.
We're not making decisions for you.
Yeah,
We
no,
promise.
Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah.
Hopefully he's got his armor on this time.
I think he would. So I'm gonna. You had your mage armor on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm about to say. I thought you did. So yeah, no, I'm going to brandish my crossbow, and I guess we should probably go up and check.
Ooh, can I?
Stuff's happening, right?
So
The one time you don't want to go running into something.
This wasn't accosted by me. I mean,
Do I have that harness still?
Have we even got?
You haven't gotten it.
You don't even know about
You don't even know about it.
Yeah.
2, it is not finished, so it's going to take about a day or so.
I'm gonna snap my fingers and Nevermore's gonna pop up on my shoulder.
Do you have more change?
No.
So this is a situation where, again, this is a keep off the grass kind of area. People are giving 2 shits less. They're just running through, fleeing away.
Yeah.
And as you are all heading towards that direction, you eventually do see what looks like some hooded figures attacking guards. And these guards do have an image of a rose on their tunics and their armor. Most of them look preoccupied trying to huddle around and protect somebody, while the rest are trying to, and not very successfully, keep at bay their assailants.
That's what I was gonna. That was my follow-up question: are they succeeding?
From your point of view, it looks like the radius is getting smaller as it's going on. What do you guys want to do?
We're running.
Ran.
All right, Will, can you hand me that, please?
Oh, battle
Ultimate
map.
weapon.
Wes uses Ultima map. It's super effective. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Oh, that looks nice.
and then One Winged Angel plays.
Dun, 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 dun. I hear Sephiroth. I'm sorry, if I hear Sephiroth, I'm leaving the world. So what we'll say is that
Coming from the south.
so I made it on Dungeon Alchemist. Shout out to Dungeon Alchemist. And then I printed a 20 by 30 at Walmart. Shout out to Walmart. Non-glossy.
Not a direct sponsor.
Not a direct sponsor. I paid for my stuff, so if you want to reimburse me, it's like $21.81. But so you're gonna see these guys just because he's holding a tankard, but he's meanie.
You're bad guys.
He's the fun guy.
He's the fun guy.
Is that a shovel?
Maybe.
They're
It's supposed to be a spear.
They're brandishing weapons.
I thought he was playing guitar.
Brandishing a
He's
shovel.
shredding a guitar.
He will bury us alive.
Did you print us?
I didn't. So I bought those. I need to print y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all are the just the color coded things that I did last time, right?
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
For the sake of.
We don't need fantasy.
We
We
use
got
our
imagination.
Yep.
Imaginations.
So I mean, you're gonna need to have 4 different models for each season,
Right.
and yours have to be fully painted.
I already have them.
I probably got it freaked out. Give them like one mini, like normal me, and then one.
I want to get that Hero Forge.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's,
But I did say that I spent most of
This
my
is gonna
time
be loud,
as a
everybody.
bottom.
that's great audio though.
ASMR. Meanwhile,
Those were peons that
Now in cap locks, combat. There, in my
Will
notes
is
I
in
know
the
we did
void.
combat now.
thinking about things that he can see right now at just a void.
And you said who looked like they were in trouble?
The rose.
You were told that
it looked like the Grand Rose had been attacked.
Grand Rose, that's right.
Um,
That's not the person you met in that base.
No, it was not.
Okay, I forgot
That,
their
that
names.
means strong.
The triceps with triceps on them.
I'm gonna say Banner's in the front.
Yes, that's a very fair assumption.
Yep.
Okay, so oh, I can use the little white ones. Yay! So I'm gonna effectively say that there is, we're whittling them down to there's 2 guards trying to fend off these by the time that you get there. So there's 6 of them.
Can I switch with 7?
Probably more lovers than fighters. Am I right?
I mean,
Probably should have gotten a gloss now like that.
Hey, you live and learn.
So we are, if you are heading into the fray, we are going to have to roll initiative.
I'm just
Fun
gonna
stuff.
Sort of look and be like, which side are we attacking?
Not the
That's
guards.
an apt
Not the guards.
question, Seven.
Not
Why
the
don't you
guards.
decide?
No, hey, not the guards.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, not the guards.
No.
Okay.
Which one looks like a guard to you, Seven?
You know,
The people? Hey, the people that are protecting somebody.
Aren't we all protecting somebody, really?
Are you just? You just trying?
I like to see him.
Yeah.
The cogs in his
yeah,
mind.
you just see like
Processor
like
speeds
the,
up.
the Microsoft like loading.
Thinking.
Fan turns on and like
It just it pauses for a second.
I mean, overclock him.
Now, great. Now he's
continues.
buffering. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's see, 20 to 15.
19.
19.
18.
So
18.
who has the higher initiative? Or between of the 19s?
I have +3.
Me too.
You go first.
Okay.
There we go. Gentlemanly.
Stop copying me. Stop having the same thing as me.
Do you do crit fails on initiative?
On initiative?
Yeah.
You run the other way. No, I'm kidding. Let's do. Can somebody roll for Banner? You're gonna.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I don't know what his initiative thing is. What his modifier is, but
I
I rolled a normal 8.
Okay, give me one moment here. I'm gonna get him pulled up. Who rolled? It would be 10 to 14 technically.
I went higher than that.
What do you have?
23.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh,
He
yeah,
said-
you did say 20.
Yeah, he said 20 to 15.
You did.
I
you
would-
did say 20.
yeah, I did, but the assumption that if you have higher than 20,
Sorry. I,
He's just listening
I didn't
to
know if
his
you were going to go the other
dungeon
direction or
master.
oh
not.
my gosh, you take a 1d100 of damage.
It's gonna be a 13.
I'm intrigued now.
I think that's like a 72.
Dang it.
You're dead.
You're dead.
You gotta say
You're
it,
dead.
You gotta say it with such confidence.
Felix says,
Not
Combust.
staring away. 13. Just watching Wes.
7, what did you get?
Nat 1,
You're-
but with initiative it's 4.
Okay.
And
I'm last.
and initiative rolls I can't.
Alright, so first up is going to be Eldon, followed by Ren.
cool.
Which one, Eldon?
Alright, are there squares, like, on distance?
They are 5-foot squares. Each one of these squares is a 5 foot.
It's a grid, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it is a grid. It's just I tried to make it a little bit more translucent because I didn't want to start white.
That's still a nice picture.
That's a nice picture.
That's a good map, man.
When I printed it, I was like, oh man, there's 2 places that have no furnishings in it. So I was like,
They're
those
sheds.
are for sale.
They're sheds.
Those are for rent.
Yeah.
Those are Airbnbs. I
They're
mean,
for private parties. You know.
Airbnbs. There we go.
You know,
If I owned properties, I'd definitely make a high fantasy themed one,
Oh, yeah.
I don't
and
know
then
if I-
expect everything to be stolen.
So I'm going to take my pistol out and shoot it into the sky
Oh,
to
okay.
see what happens.
Okay.
So
And then
I
I
pull it out.
Gun.
Guns, guns.
Okay.
I stick my fingers in my ears as I see
The
this.
people that were already fleeing are now sprinting
Okay, that's
away. Definitely have the attention of some of them. Like, I would say probably these 2 and the furthest 2 are more focused on what's going on right there in the
Yes.
middle. For those 2 that are closest over to you guys, they're definitely like, what?
good.
and turning and paying attention.
What
more
is
towards-
going on here?
No response from them because they kind of have to wait to respond. But So yeah, you should just what's going on after you fire your gun.
Basically.
Anything else?
Oh shit.
Yeah, you gotta do something after that, man.
I know, right?
What's going on here?
Kind of. I guess point my gun at one of them.
Okay. All right. So next up is Ren with Odarin on deck.
Do we see like dead bodies?
You see some. You'll see some. We'll say.
downed guards? Or
Yeah, I'm going to use these red tokens as down guards.
are there also downed,
Assailants.
assailants, mystery assailants?
There's, I mean, maybe. I mean, you have to remember you're just coming into this.
Good.
So
I'm just trying to
say
see-
that those reds are dead bodies.
Yeah.
Some of them are definitely in garb matching the other guards. Some of them not so much, but I mean, you can't really assume a dead body just based on look.
True.
I'm just trying to determine if stopping it without further harm is actual or a thing of reality, but it doesn't seem that way. If there's blood spilled already.
That's true.
Yeah, if there's dead people,
So
they're here. They're in it to win it, so to
that
speak.
that does change what I am going to do. I
tried this to.
I tried so hard.
I'm going to whip out.
They fear you instantly. They let out a girlish, infantile scream, kind of like a baby goat.
I'm going to whip out my large, heavy crossbow with its fine, keenly carved, fey-like carvings, and load a quiver, or load a bolt, should I say, and
Okay.
try to do a tripping attack on the one closest.
Okay, so that's going to be the guy with the mug.
Shooting at those feet, man. I love it.
Dance.
All right. So roll an attack.
Right. Let me see my.
If that were the
Oh.
battle music,
I mean, I'm guessing like a natural 19 hits.
yeah.
Okay.
Then you hear "Take on me." The dead bodies take on me.
Oh my god.
Undead bard.
Undead
College of Whispers, right?
Oh no.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Or no, not College of Whispers.
I've had a
College.
net
3
necro bard, man. That's all you need.
There's a. Is it
College of Whispers? Yeah.
Okay, to add your D8.
This was a D8. So I do 14 total piercing damage.
And he's tripped.
A strength saving throw.
Nope, he's prone.
Yeah, no, he's prone.
Second wind and do it to the next guy.
Okay.
And the heat.
Double it and give it to the next person.
Keep going.
Do you want to open this pack, or do you want to double it and give it to the next person?
That
When it gets to
is
8, I saw a kid like, no, I'll take it.
17 total.
That will hit as well.
Wow.
That is.
Is that a 1 or a...
So
oh,
Owen
it's
shoots in
20,
the air.
okay.
Hey, what's going on? And then Ren just comes in blasting.
Right.
I thought that was the 1
Shooting ankles.
for a second. And that's the 1, so... I guess the method.
That was 15 total damage.
Okay, he does resist. He's not knocked prone. Nat 20.
I echo the sentiments. What is going on here?
So, I went, bang, what's going on here? And he went, bang, what's going on here? So from vertical to horizontal, we're just needing the diagonal.
Can I enjoy my afternoon?
Anything else, Ren?
That's as much as diplomacy I'm gonna
Okay. Oh, Darren with Felix on deck.
You're gonna hear me go, this is a bad idea, this is a bad idea. Fireball. And I have fireball again. I'm gonna take off running
Wait, towards the fight or away from the fight?
towards the
Okay,
great
I was like,
ones.
hey man.
Okay.
And I'm gonna dash. So I'm gonna get all the way there.
Okay. Go ahead and move
I
it.
can't reach myself. Okay.
Got it.
Let's go.
Now that song's getting my head wet.
Same.
Take on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fine, then I'll fix it for you.
I mean, I have
You're welcome. That's all I needed to do.
I have palate cleansers. I just
Okay.
need a cantina.
I
man.
can't see the grid because of the glare. So tell me if I can get there.
That is a good point.
Yeah, the grid is
Such
kinda
a
hard to
glossy
see.
JPEG.
It is not.
It's too high quality, Wes.
30.
Too
5,
nice.
10, 15, 20,
Ah,
30. And your dash.
Keep it in check.
No, I'm
bud.
not gonna get there.
Yeah, 30 would be here. These are kind of smaller, just
Okay.
because I needed to cram more space and I didn't know where it might have spilled into.
Mm,
So
Gotcha.
fair.
Okay, well that plans out, so I won't dash. Instead, I'm going to reach my hand out, and you'll see pink and white, essentially glitter, spill from my hand and go to. Let's see if I can get
Hypnotic
this
pattern.
to them.
They're not going to get that off of them for years.
That's right.
high fantasy glitter bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically what I always imagine fairy fire is. It's just glitter.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just glitter with slime, like slime glitter, and you just throw it on somebody.
Go
I knew Mark
to
Wahlberg.
the Grand Rose, and I am going to give him, her.
You see just a lot of hair and a huddled person.
That
Knit.
person.
Great. Cool.
person.
I'm gonna give them
They're being covered by guards right now. I mean, you're not able
two
to see
charges of the facsimile of life.
Okay.
So temporary hit points.
Okay.
That's gonna be 6. And then I am going to cast Magic Missile
much. Okay.
at the 2 that Ren just attacked.
So those two over there closest
Yes.
to you and
The one with the
You
mug's
and Eldon.
prone, right?
So I'm gonna
Mug
do
is prone. Axe is not.
Okay.
1 to the first, 2 to the second.
Okay.
And I'm going to reach my hand out, and cherry blossoms are going to fly through the air at them.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Okay. So, we'll do.
Please appreciate Magic Missile. It's such a good,
Yeah.
just workhorse of a spell.
It's underrated.
It
5
really
to
is.
the guy with the mug, and
Okay.
8 to the guy next to him.
Okay.
Nice.
Can't complain with guaranteed damage, guys.
No.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. So Felix and then the baddies.
Cool. All right, and you said not the mug guy, but the other guy was resistant to the crossbow?
He resisted it, being tripped. So yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
resistant
yeah.
being okay.
He is not resistant. He resisted getting
Resistant
tripped.
to trip. My bad.
So he got shot, but he I guess skipped above it before he can get taken down.
If
I
can
guess.
see- I trying
Or
to
maybe
see those
like your
grids,
shot
too.
ricocheted and nailed him, but just didn't have the force to.
Yeah.
Are
Not
the are these like walls or like low walls?
Yeah,
or
so
what?
it's like half-wall banisters to emphasize "don't walk on the grass," which is kind of going out the window during this situation.
Okay, cool. Because I was gonna have the moral dilemma of should I cross the grass or not, but I think we're at the point now where
You
that's
have
gonna be
angered the god of nature. Don't step on the grass. And those are fountains, by the way, on the inner ones, closest to Andy.
Okay.
Let me make sure I can do this. I can do this. Okay. Now that that has happened, are they facing us, or are they still facing the combat?
So the one closest to y'all actually should be laying down. This is prone.
Okay. Actually, that'll answer my question.
This guy, because the gun was fired, we're gonna say he's like half turned.
Okay.
He has a job to do, but he is aware that there are now new combatants.
All right. Is there any? It's safe to assume that those downed people. Is there any downed like weapons or anything like that on the ground?
Sure, you see plenty of, you see long swords, short swords, bows, axes,
Cool.
just kind of strewn about, some still in clutches, some...
I'm gonna pick one that's loose, and I'm going to use catapult to shoot it at the downed guy.
Okay.
So he needs to roll a dex saving throw,
Oh boy. Okay.
which I would assume is going to be a problem, being prone.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, even if I give him disadvantage. Oh well. So yeah, we'll say that there's just a hand axe that's just kind of laying on the ground, and you do catapult, so it just goes just laterally into this guy.
That's 21.
Ooh.
20,
Ouch.
That's 21 bludgeoning damage. Yeah, 21 bludgeoning damage against him.
Damn.
That guy doesn't get back up.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Cool.
That was bad.
Hey, okay, tentacles. Come on now.
Tentacles.
Come on now.
You eldritch monstrosity.
Yeah, come on now.
You eldritch
and,
monstrosity.
and I'm cool where I am. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like, all right, cool. I helped.
So the baddies are up, and Banner's going to be after that. The baddies go first. Seeing that his compatriot has been swayed, or not swayed, but like
Slain?
slain. Yeah, that's it. Gonna pass through and attack Banner.
Kill.
Oh, that's not gonna hit. Well, it's kind of a waste of turn for him. These two.
Here's the combat
Well,
that I
these
know and
four
love.
are gonna close in. So they're going to make attacks. Kind of respectively, they're gonna get the chumps out of the way. These two on this guy, these two on that guy.
Uh-oh.
So these two are going to connect on this guard. These two are going to whiff. Maybe he's just parrying just perfectly. But they're going to do... Oh, geez. Nope, wrong day.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. I just max damaged on both of those.
Jeez.
Put that dice away.
Actually, no. I'm doing damage with it. Stay there. So they're both going to kind of simultaneously cut in, with one with their warhammer, the other one with the dragonborn with a spear.
Oof.
And you just hear as they pull off. He just slumps back onto his charge in a last-ditch effort to try and protect.
Oh, that's it.
But he is dead. I don't have it anymore.
He died
So
with honor.
there's just a dead
He
dead guy
did.
right there.
Do you have pepperoni in the fridge?
DED.
No.
Little baby.
My wife loves pepperoni. It's all gone. But if I get turkey pepperoni, she won't eat it. But the thing is, then I won't eat it either. Because turkey pepperoni is not pepperoni.
It's not pepperoni. No,
That's
it's
the
not.
D&D pepperoni.
So it's now going to be Banner with 7 on deck. I got Banner here, so Banner is going to attack just outrightly in an effort to just clear some of the air. Banner, you're going to use your longsword.
Sounds about right.
It's an 18, which will hit
Yay.
for 7 damage.
That's when we should just text and be like,
That
"Oh,
guy is looking
Right.
hurt. He's looking pretty hurt because he's been hit twice now already.
Wow.
Banner can take a second attack with his.
He is. He's actually going to take his javelin and throw it at this guy right there.
Guy in the middle.
Yep.
Cool.
What is that?
Oh, he doesn't have his javelin up there. Okay. You mean over here? Okay. Just barely makes it.
Ooh.
Just barely. But I gotta grab
Javelin
that.
dice.
And does 8 damage
That's
to that boy.
One time that I remember what someone else can do.
right.
Yeah, so remember someone else's class stuff. But that is it for the baddies in Banner. So it's 7 with Eldon on deck.
Okay.
Is he going
What I
to
want
Hulk?
do, I won't be able really to do this round, but next round.
Should you shrink or should you grow now?
I mean, you got that guy right in front of you.
I absolutely do. And you know what? He's 5 feet away from me. I don't really feel like reaching, so I'm just gonna like get bigger. And I rage.
Okay.
So,
So
Supersize.
Uh,
for a moment,
yes.
the part where your pauldron had come off, that they had taken off,
Yeah.
for a moment it twinges with a little bit of a burn.
Oop.
It's just kind of momentary, but that was the spot where they kind of took it off and they took a look
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
it kind of almost magically resealed itself.
Yeah.
You feel a little bit of a burn there
Okay.
during the growth process of this. But yeah, you grow normal.
Yeah. Okay. Noted. So I kind of like take a second to look at that. And I am gonna swing with that the bloody blade onto the dude in front of me.
Okay.
Let's say, do they react to seeing the bloody blade?
Well,
Or
you
did
guys
that-
gave the bloody blade. You don't have the bloody blade anymore.
No, we still have it.
No,
I thought you gave it.
No,
as
we
one of
gave
the-
him.
that
We gave
double edge scimitar that I have.
We gave the bounty like
Yeah.
That's right. You gave the bounty. You kept
because
blade.
Seven didn't
Okay,
go
that's
with
right.
us.
I
Yeah.
apologize. I
Pretty
apologize.
sure you had me roll a persuasion check, and I did okay on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Emberborn.
That's right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
That's why I didn't know if that
Thank you
guy
for the correction.
saw
You're
the
right.
blade and like reacted to it.
that's that.
10.
What was it?
10.
It's gonna miss.
So I get a +2 with the rage. So, yeah, that's gonna miss. I'm gonna probably let him invoke an attack of opportunity, but I'm gonna kind of like run past him, pretty much like like where like that red dot closest to the golden rose is. This one?
Yeah.
No, other side.
Go that far.
It pretty much there. Like
We'll
sort
say
of-
that
sort
you're
of-
able to kind of, because these are 5-foot squares and they're these.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
We'll say that you're like right there, more or less.
Yeah. So I'll probably get like. I'll probably have an attack.
You are going to get
Yeah.
attack of opportunity.
So let that roll first.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Cool. And I'm gonna just sort of. I don't think I can do this as an action, but I'm just gonna look down at whoever the golden rose is, and just like, I can carry you out of here.
So
And just like
Come with me
like
if you
sort
want
of-
to live.
Sort of like holding like my scimitar underneath my armpit and just almost like,
you are unsure as to their status at the moment
okay.
because they are kind of huddling over her. She is laying face down.
Gender reveal.
Gender reveal.
Yeah, we're gonna blow up half a
smoke.
forest for it too, because we're in a drought.
That's how the
And
actual-
pyrotechnics makes, oh my god, the Ash Wars were due to a gender reveal party.
It all makes sense now.
Man, that's
We're
some lore
learning.
dump for you right there, everybody.
So much about this world.
It's all coming together.
I'm also going to throw Nevermore in since I forgot to roll his initiative. 16.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and I assume because I attacked, I wouldn't just be able to like use an action to like lift them. Even
You
if I-
did attack, you moved, yeah, you would, yeah, even as a bonus. They
Okay.
are laying face down. They don't look like they're dead. It was almost like you. A keen eye probably would have seen that after O'Darren's, there would have been the slightest amount of movement from
Okay.
her. Anything else, Seven?
No, I believe that's all I can.
Eldon with Ren on deck.
All right. So I had my pistol vertical. I'm shooting at the guy with the mug.
Okay. He's just enjoying a brew. What do you ever do to you, man?
What is that?
Literally, you rolled up and attacked him.
5 or 2?
Oof, man, I can't do those dice like that.
I'll just say it's a 2. To be fair.
Okay.
So it's not.
I'll
Gonna,
take
even,
it.
Even with adding, it's not gonna hit.
It's a hit. No, it's
Can
a
I
miss.
fire twice or just once?
Unless you have properties that allows you to fire more than once, it's just a single shot.
I can't remember now. Okay. I guess that's the end of my turn.
You can move if you want. You got a bonus action.
Actually, yeah. So, am I already in the grass? Have I hopped this
Yeah.
like fence thing?
We'll say that just be with the throngs of people heading your direction. It's kind of natural, just kind of get up, pushed off the path.
5, 10, 15, 20. Okay.
Okay. So Ren with O'Darren on deck.
Ren is going to climb on the half wall
F-wall.
and just kind of like post.
Okay.
And while posting on the half wall, she's going to use her hex magic to
Okay.
just have a hex on the one that ended up killing
Who would have been? One of these two. They both kind of landed blows. Which one do you want to do it on?
the closest one to you.
Okay.
The Dragonborn.
Yeah. And seeing as this is kind of escalating as they're actually actively killing guards, we're on a time crunch, it seems. And I'm going to then try and. Are they kind of like next to a wall to their right? Like, what is.
That's all half wall. So from these are actually pillars that indicate what section you're in. So this has the symbol of Divian on it, but these are all half walls going up. So I'll let you see those white And going away is a half wall.
Hypothetically,
You
if
can ollie it, yes.
hypothetically, if I did a pushing attack
I did not roll.
and they hit into the half wall, how would that interact with their?
Ooh.
It would be a dex save.
Okay.
Stumbling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you're pushing. It's essentially somebody being behind them and you're pushing them.
Yeah.
Because my intention is to kind of like push them where they fall over the wall
Yeah.
instead of topple.
I get what
Okay.
you're saying,
I
yeah.
like it.
So
You can go
first,
for it.
Let's see if I hit.
Big bucks.
Yeah.
No Amy's.
22 total.
Hit!
All right.
Their AC is 45. This is a Tarask that's been polymorphed.
To look like a dragonborn.
That's my D8.
That'd be terrifying.
And D6.
That would be terrifying.
That is 2 plus 3, so that's 5, 6, 11. 11 total damage. And they have to
Okay.
make a strength saving throw as they get pushed, and then
So-
make the dex saving throw as they get pushed over the wall.
No matter, they're gonna go prone because I highly doubt. Yeah, they would. They didn't make either of those saves.
Nice.
So I'm sorry. How much damage was that?
That was 11 total.
11 total. Thank you. Anything else, Ren?
You all still have an option to get out of this with your lives.
They pay you no mind. Pay your words no mind, I should say.
Okay.
Nobody listen.
O'Darren with Felix on deck.
I still can't see the grands to save my life.
Sure.
How close am I to the Grand Rose?
65.
Oh, so close.
Damn.
Yeah.
So deceiving.
It is.
Wish I would have moved one closer last turn.
Look at that.
Wow.
All right, I'm just gonna beeline.
30.
60. I'm gonna dash.
Oh boy.
So that'll get you like right there because you're gonna have to hop over a half wall. So I'm
Okay.
gonna stop you actually about 55. And actually make me an athletics check
Uh oh.
because you are hopping off over that wall.
I'm gonna fall on my
Parkour.
Parkour.
I fell hard.
Oh no.
Is it a
That's
one?
a nat one.
Oh, man.
Good thing that's already a flat image right there. But yeah, you're prone.
You like
At the feet of an assailant.
Oh boy.
See you next fall.
You see his twig start to molt. All the leaves go away.
They're cherry blossoms.
Oh, so the blossoms fall. Leaves of the vine. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That excites me.
falling so slow. I love Avatar. Anything else, Felix? Or not Felix, O'Darren?
Hey, wow.
No.
You're done.
All right, Felix with Nevermore. Felix with
it was so
Nevermore.
hard of a fall. Your turn's done. Like, dang, man.
Nevermore is after.
Close.
Oh, okay.
No, after Felix.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Yes. Good job, though. I'm going to move me just so I can get a line of sight on Mug Guy.
Okay.
So if you can move me, yeah.
Looks like about 10 feet. 10
Yeah,
feet.
that works. And I'm just gonna shoot him with my crossbow.
Shoost away.
I hope not. Yeah, no.
I'm behind him.
Well, I mean,
Kind of.
Sort of.
It's true. You're right. You're right.
Aim wide,
16?
That'll hit,
Cool.
I guess. I'm just kidding.
I guess.
Six piercing damage.
All right, that'll do him in.
Splat.
I want to grab his drink.
It still remains upright.
As,
It's you know how like a
As he
drunk,
falls
even
in the
blacked
air,
out,
some
are still
grabs
able
the
to
air.
somehow like achieve balance with the drink. That's essentially what just happened right there.
Depends on if they trip on a wall or not.
Toddlers that they can like turn it upside down.
Oh man, I wish adults had those for real though.
Yeah, honestly.
I've
That's
seen
really
that
smart.
for like a
Anything else, Felix?
couch.
No, I've done what I needed to do.
Okay, so Nevermore with the baddies on deck.
Nevermore is just gonna go land right next to the Grand Rose.
Okay, anything else?
Thunderstep.
Pecker her eyes out.
Well, familiars can't attack.
Fully at the end of his mind.
Can't they do touch?
But that's
can't they do
foliage
touch
for
spells?
that's foliage for food, if anything.
Can't they? I was just being.
I can cast touch spells through them.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
No, that's it. Take the dodge action. Can they take the dodge action?
Yeah.
Yeah, take the dodge action.
Okay.
Evasive maneuvers.
Pooped and landed next to the girls and went, yeah, and just kind of.
What's it doing? It's just flying listlessly to the left.
Nevermore.
So the baddies are we're gonna start with the one that's right on O'Darren. You literally fell at his feet. He's just gonna go from to shake.
Oh man.
Does a 14 hit?
No.
Okay.
Whoa!
Ayo.
Um,
Man.
The other one standing kind of right next to the Grand Rose is going to attack the remaining guard.
Wait, I forgot there was.
Nat 20.
Oh, dang.
For 4 damage.
Counter beans.
The guard took it. You hear just from the guard itself. The final one isn't going to attack, but peel off the dead body of the guard from the Grand Rose in an effort to get to her.
Makes sense.
But that's gonna have to be his action because he's moving a dead armored body.
Yeah.
It's gonna take effort. So Banner with 7 on deck.
Maximum effort.
Banner, seeing that they are dead, are gonna dip out.
Runs away.
Gonna sneaky Pete up behind him. I'm gonna say he's flanking.
Sneak attack.
All right. Both of them are gonna hit. Well, I rolled with advantage. It hit. Let's see. So it's gonna do 9 damage to that boy, which is the second time he's been hit. And let's see, what does he got for range? Anything else?
Just the javelin, right?
Guiding.
Yeah.
Oh no, he already did.
Guiding bolts.
He's only, yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna summon a spiritual weapon.
Nice.
Have we seen him spiritual weapon before?
Nope.
Dang. Wow. Taking the first appearance from him.
Sucks. Sorry. But it's gonna go right here and attack that dude.
What's it look like?
It's such a brilliant description. I would do it a disservice. So I'm just gonna wait till Banner is able to accurately describe a spiritual
Good
weapon.
save.
There we
Alright,
go.
And that's a 17, so that's gonna hit.
It's just a stick.
Stick figure.
And does 10 damage.
Big stick. to
That
place.
guy is looking hurt. So peeling off this body, and then this fantastically described spiritual weapon occurs, which may cut, bludgeon, pierce, whatever, into the back of this dragonborn. But that's going to be Banner, so 7 with Eldon on deck.
Cool. So I think like with me being big enough, I'm close enough to the Golden Rose. I'm gonna like lift carry.
Okay, so
Oh my god.
you are big, but
Isn't that guard still
the
alive?
guard doesn't know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is going to take a reaction to attack as you go and reach for the Grand
Can
Rose.
I, like-
He's in a fight or flight mode. You have to understand.
Okay.
I apologize, but there's really no
Yeah.
talking out of this situation.
Okay.
Yeah, 21.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. He's gonna hit you for 7
Man, that
damage.
is Tyler Perry. He was dodging
you
those
still
attacks
raging?
early.
Perry.
I'm better prepared than kidnapping.
Are you still raging?
Your dog says yes.
But that's actually helpful because I wasn't gonna attack, but now that I've taken damage, I can stay in range.
Good.
That's
But
good.
remember, your damage is halved
Yeah, half damage.
Oh.
because you're raging.
Yeah, come on, man. You gotta remember that.
Round it down.
Round it down, but it's still half damage.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
resistance.
know. I just remember the half damage part.
Yeah, no.
Unless the Grand Rose guards are using magical weapons.
That is true.
Yeah, I always forget about the hat.
Yeah, that's like how you survive.
Yeah.
It's by being
All right,
resistant.
so you go to grab the Grand Rose. You do get hit. So we'll say that your right arm takes a hit, which kind of compounded from the little annoying stuff from the previous evening. It's kind of like when you hit that nerve on your arm and you're just holding arm goes numb for a second.
Yeah.
You get that. I'll say you are able to grab her. Everyone but your group is confused as to who's with who. The bad guys don't know if you're with them or against them because you're killing them, but you're also taking their quarry. The guard doesn't know who you're with because, again, you're also killing other guys, but you might just be taking the rose for yourself. So this is definitely a three-way fight right now.
Cluster club.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else, 7? We'll say that you're able to kind of get her up and chest.
Yeah. Am I able
To the
to
chest.
make a movement?
Yes, because you have not
You
moved.
haven't moved, yeah.
Is it at all reduced because I'm carrying something?
Yes, it will be.
Okay, half or...
Yeah, we'll say half.
Okay, then I'll probably move like...
Does it come back to us?
Yeah, 3
Okay.
back that way.
Bring us the baby.
Bring us the.
We want to see the child.
Give me the
Yeah.
child.
No, put it down. No more adoptions.
No more adoptions.
Yeah, I'll probably more
Stop
say...
picking up random things in the field.
Adopting strays that are in trouble.
I'll probably say to
of our own
like
action.
our group, I'd just be like, don't worry, she's secured. And meanwhile,
That
everyone's
means-
like trying to kill me.
Yeah, everyone else is like, oh God, she's secured.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anything else,
no.
7? Okay. Eldon with Ren on deck.
I'm gonna shoot the guy that's standing over O'Darren.
Okay.
Yeah. Street justice.
There we go. Nat 20.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Wait, where are you at?
He's in the grass.
Right there in the grass. The grassy knoll.
Is that 20 feet away?
I have
Sorry, that was
40.
really loud.
I have 40 feet.
20 feet away? 25 feet away, I mean? I don't know.
20 feet away.
No, from me.
30. Oh, from you, yeah.
Snapshot. I'm taking that 20.
Okay, I do that.
As a reaction,
let's see.
for this round.
2d8.
Hey, it's good to have.
A lot of Polaroid.
It's good to have a nat 20.
I just basically like reach down in my pocket and click something and it just makes a little noise.
7.
Is that a stopwatch in your pocket, or are you happy to see?
14 damage.
Wait a second.
Is that
I'll tell
doubled?
you.
Huh?
Is it doubled?
No, so I guess it'd be 28 damage.
Yeah, he drops.
Oh, there
Damn. There we go.
Explodes.
Does my revolver, is it?
down and you're like, this is terrible, Aaron. And then just, this is much better now.
Pass it away.
Next one.
Is it a 6-shooter? The revolver?
Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
a standard 6-shooter.
Okay, so I thought so. I fired 3 shots.
Okay, anything else, Alden?
I'm just going to move up.
Good shot. Okay. Ren and then O'Darren.
20, 25. I forgot it was 25, not 20.
I must have missed earlier. The guy that I pushed over,
Mm-hmm.
were they finished off by the spiritual weapon or?
No, he's still alive.
Oh,
He's just
The guy that was hit by spiritual weapon was this guy.
he's just living life on the ground.
Yeah, he's literally just waiting for his turn to get up.
so they didn't have a turn between my last time pushing them over and now?
Actually, yeah, you didn't make him stand up. Wes.
Oh, well, we'll just say he stood up.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I could actually.
Yeah, we're
I might have thought he was a dead
We're
body.
fair. We're fair here. We're fair here.
Well, I'm assuming that if they were prone, I probably couldn't hit them because they were.
You
hit.
want to knock him back down again? Is that what you said?
They
No.
get knocked down.
I just want to shoot them again.
Okay.
I want to shoot them again.
It starts blasting.
24 total.
Oh
I guess.
Stop. He's already dead.
I'm going to start saving rolls. You just hear me start clicking over here. Be like, all right.
5, nice.
You're gonna keep knocking me down.
16 total.
Okay, and it's on the guy that you knocked over?
Yeah.
So he is number 5. Actually, he is now down.
Oh.
He is done.
Gets back. Ugh.
He finally got back up and
Do we have the grapes? He just drops.
poor old guy.
Womp
Shoot
womp.
another one into him.
Okay, anything else, Ren?
Bonus action, move my hex to the one next to the spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And then, as I am reloading, I'm just like looking at Sevens. Put her down! Don't. What are you doing?
Just grab people?
Who taught you No one taught you manners.
I was getting to it.
On his to-do
All right.
list.
So now it's going to be O'Darren with Felix on deck.
Oh, Oh,
Okay.
Darren.
I am going to stand up, which I believe is half my movement.
Okay.
Shoots own guards.
And I'm going to touch the guard in front of me, and I'm going to say, go protect the Grand Rose. And I'm going to teleport them. I'm going to use Phase Step, which allows me to teleport someone other than myself in my current form.
Okay.
And I'm going to teleport them over to the Grand Rose.
The guard
cool.
or who?
The guard.
Well, they're already. So the only remaining guard right here is right next to the Grand Rose.
The Grand Rose is picked
the
up.
Grand Rose is a 7.
Oh, that's right.
Grand
Shoot.
Road on my
Yeah,
shoulder.
I need to move it. Sorry.
He's
We're
got,
gonna get that off. We're
he's
just
got
gonna
a
have you.
Grand Rose
Okay.
boutonniere
Okay,
right
fair
now.
enough. So yeah, you're teleport that guard over by 7.
They can resist it, and they can make a roll if they want.
The fact that you are saying go protect the Grand Rose, I think it's going to be that moment
I just wanted
of
to be
like
honest.
my
Sure, so
do
it's
my
all
job
what's in
is
the air,
the
just
thing that went
like-
through his
Can
head.
you like
You want, yeah.
inform the guard
Yeah, that's
that like I am also protecting the Grand Rose?
It's a little late for that.
Yeah, it's not be like, hey, so let's have a fireside chat here about this.
Yeah.
But
Side chats.
all right, anything else, Darren?
So
Get
that
back.
the guard will vanish, and there'll just be cherry blossom petals everywhere.
That's cool.
Cherry
And I'll-
blossoms and glitter.
And blood all over the place.
No, you got glitter on.
And gore.
This is turned Japanese fast. Anyway, I'm gonna pull out my gun.
As long as no one turns into a sexy magical girl, there's no transformation.
It's cherry blossoms with this guy.
And I'm gonna cast Deadly Slash and shoot the guy that's closest to me.
I have stank face right now. But yeah, okay.
Six. So that's a 16.
16. He is looking hurt.
No, that's to hit.
Oh, that hit.
So maybe do more than that.
That's
Right? Let's try and shoot for more than
I hit him with
that.
one. He looks fine.
Yeah, it's good.
He's solid.
Trust me, it's not gonna.
He's
be
Gucci.
Is he beautiful?
Cover girl. You know, with all the slogans we're going out,
Right?
if we're not making millions of dollars
Throw
at this
so much
point,
spaghetti against the wall, yeah.
man,
Ragu.
spit wads against the ceiling, yeah, someone's gonna stick.
Ooh.
That's a lot. Hey, for real though, that was a lot of dice there. Hey man, is everything good?
You okay, bro? We have a counselor here.
That guy's gonna
Will?
die soon.
Can we trigger Will?
Trigger Will.
Back out.
I want you to practice mindfulness, taking a deep breath.
25 damage.
Oh, dang.
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Hey.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he
the
did.
bullet goes in, and the tentacle once again wraps around this guy's
Oh, it
head
is.
and pops it like a pimple.
Crush
And
it.
again, I'm gonna be like, "Oh God, that's not what I meant." Okay, well,
And we know things now, many wonderful things. All right, anything else, O'Darren, before you pop another pimple?
I think that's it.
Felix, and then the Nevermore.
So there's one guy left,
There's one guy.
and he's standing next to a magical weapon that we don't know.
Yeah.
I
A magical weapon that we don't know.
don't know anything about.
Could be a tentacle. We don't know.
Okay.
I
glitter.
would think it's probably like probably an image of his goddess, Brixana. But who knows?
Stick
Who knows?
figure. Stick figure.
It's a stick figure. It's Mr. Game and Watch.
It is Mr. Game. There we go.
You got it.
So I'm gonna get right here against this like cover. Man, I don't even know how far is that 60 feet?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try and just take a pot shot, but I'm going to shoot with Ray of Frost
Okay.
because if it hits, it'll slow the movement down.
You ain't no pope.
15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
I cast Bane on my glass.
I bet Bane on. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. So that's the guy that cares.
Six cold damage, and
6 cold.
movement gets reduced by 10 feet.
Okay.
So
That's good to know. Anything else, Felix?
nope, I'm just staying up against that cover because that's basically it's almost full cover for me.
Nevermore.
Nevermore is just gonna fly onto Seven's shoulder, other shoulder.
I probably like.
Ting 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 ting.
I'd be jumping too, yeah.
I just like forget that you have a bird.
Surveying the situation. Betty gonna try and run
Of course.
because he is literally the only one left. So he's reduced by 10 feet. You said.
Yeah. Does the weapon get to do anything?
No.
Doesn't? I thought
No, it doesn't get a reaction.
It's not autonomous.
So 20 feet of movement.
Poor little slow guy.
That's all he's going to do. Banner, then 7. Banner is going to move the spiritual weapon over. We're going to do that first. That's going to miss. Then he's going to chuck a javelin. And that one's actually going to hit. So, running away, just, and then you hear, as he falls forward, just this javelin sticking between like the chinks in his armor. As he just falls forward, javelin standing straight up.
Nice.
And that will end combat.
Solved your combat puzzle.
It's not a puzzle if it's straightforward. I'm just kidding. It's just a situation.
I'm
It was
gonna
mentally challenging for us.
take a rag out of my bag and wipe the blood off Banner because apparently every time I do this, I shoot blood all over Banner.
Yeah, when you pop the pimple.
Oh man, yeah, I went everywhere.
Obviously, yeah.
That was like a Quentin Tarantino scene.
From dusk till dawn.
I'm not the one that came up with this, but I will take it.
I'm not telling you
Like,
that.
that like bracket brow for like the little girl on like the tablet and it's just like.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna reholster crossbow, and obviously while they're gonna check on Rose, I want to check to see if I can investigate the downed assailants.
Me
see if we
too.
can learn anything.
Sure.
That's what I wanted
So
to
some of them have
And gear.
a tattoo on them, and it looks like 3 swords that are all black. It's only on 2 of the bodies. But every single one of the bodies that are not marked with the filigree of Divian, some sort of rose on them, whether it's on them, they are holding a sickly, pale, blue, I wish I could say it's parchment, but it almost looks more like skin. That
what?
habit, skin.
Oh.
S-K-I-N.
Like scan paper.
All of them, or just to say the?
Just skin that had been dried over time. Not necessarily paper, but it's about, I would say, a sizable bakery cookie. That's the
blue
equivalent
skin?
of skin with this image of it's sickly blue circle, and within that circle there is this fist, and it looks like it's holding a snake by the throat. Every one of the assailants has
Okay,
that
yes.
on them.
Huh.
2 of them have tattoos, but all of the bad guys have that skin.
It looks like the Black Swords have multi
Another group.
allegiances.
Yeah.
Or they
Um,
have a falling out.
Anything else of note on them?
Of note on them, there is on one of them just a missive. Doesn't say who penned it, but just it gives a time and a place. It's about that time. This is the place.
Like just on like a note.
Yeah, that's all it says. It doesn't say anything other than a time and a place.
I'll take that if you want.
The guard that they
Kill.
attacked at the beginning, is he dead?
He's dead, and there's other guards there. I just don't have enough little white little
Okay.
specks.
But
But there was a cohort of 6 guards,
I mean,
Okay.
we
and
saw
only the
him-
one survived.
We saw him get taken out. I was just wondering if he was still running.
Yeah, like unconscious.
Oh
or
no,
dead.
he's dead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not I'm not digging on the
Those
guards.
2 guys came down and finished him almost like simultaneously in opposite directions. So it's at this point that other guards are starting to near. They are obviously not knowing what's going on. Weapons are drawn. They are pointed towards you. It takes the one living guard to be like, hold! Stay your blades. They helped us. Please bring her down.
Yes, yes.
And like you lay her down, and as you lay her down, 7, you see one of the most beautiful elven women that you've ever come across. So it's her hair is almost like I say a light green. It's more like a platinum with green tinges in it. Long hair going all the way down past her waist. You can see, though, she has, even in her unconscious state, a very lived-in face, pointy ears on each side, these when she is able to finally open her eyes, you see these gentle sapphires looking back at you. Her smooth skin. It's it's understandable that the Grand Rose, with the iconography of Divian, the god of love, that the Grand Rose be one of the most exquisite creatures that you have ever come across on this planet. Yeah, so from there she opens her eyes. She starts speaking, and anyone speak Elven here?
Ooh.
That's a really good question that you asked us just now.
Wheel?
That we are looking up currently. That I do not have.
Okay.
I mean, how close is Sylvan and Elven?
Close enough to be different.
Those have to be called separate things.
Sylvan's like more Fey.
Okay.
Than
So no one here speaks Elven.
Where's speech at on
Languages under proficiencies in languages.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll say on the front, like main page, bottom left.
Let's see here.
If you go to features and traits,
Yeah, it'll also be under that.
underneath that too.
Common, halfling, and thieves game.
Okay. So when she does open her eyes, she mumbles something, and it's you don't know how to speak Elven, but if you could imagine what it sounds like, it'd be this. It almost sounds like writing in cursive. It's so elegant, and just the tones just flow into one another. The guard seemingly just kind of nods his head. Like, collect up the bodies of the assailants, get our men back. The Watchmaster must know. Please, someone go let the Watchmaster know. And you see, all right. And some guard takes off towards Raytaran's district.
Maybe they should give the Watchmaster a regard. So we're on a first name basis.
Oh, this is happening super quickly. He is gone.
Can I continue
another
to search
excuse
the
to go talk
bodies
to her.
for anything like valuable?
I pocket
So
one of
I
those.
mean,
blue
we'll say
skin.
collectively you find maybe about like 50 gold,
Nice.
about 27 silver, and probably 83 copper. These are not rich people. They're hired to do a job.
No other stuff. Say no other
Nothing else
Special
about them
weapons.
aside from the two with the tattoos and everyone having those things.
Mm-hmm.
It almost seems purposeful that they are nondescript. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're going somewhere, like
It's a hit.
everyone has their own style and everything, but these guys are dressed very nearly all the same. They're carrying all about the same stuff, if not a difference between a sword and an axe.
To the best of my ability, can I like imprint the look and likeness of one of the black saber? I'm assuming he's a black saber that also has the tattoo of the sickly pale fists holding a snake. I just want to see if I can imprint the face of my head.
Okay, so we'll say that you're obviously able to go across the bodies before they're starting to collect them up because they're more worried about the Grand Rose than they are about dead bodies at the moment. So, I mean, if it weren't for the fact that you were just given the okay, don't hurt them, you would have looked like just looters. But you know, at least you're murder hobos with like a reason. But yeah, we could say that you do that.
So Seven's eyes are like almost matching the golden roses, like an emerald one. You just sort of looking at her.
And she even like cocks her head a little when those do change, ever so gently. Are you shrank again yet, or are you still 14 feet?
Good question.
I probably am now like shrinking back.
So your Iron Giant is diminishing.
I'll say like the eyes change as I'm also like
Okay.
going down.
That sounds awesome. But as this is all occurring, the guard that was with the Rose, who has now not left her side at all, is not leaving her side. They came from, and he starts pointing back down the road, back towards these kind of alleyways. And then it seemed like two of them came. I honestly couldn't tell. He's just trying to recount what he can to the other guards. And these guards are made up of other fates. They're not just Divians.
Other districts just came to help. basically?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is more or less the roving, one of the roving patrols that's made of many of them. because it is still also a crime scene, they are able to get some sort of mage to come and heal the rest of the Grand Rose. She's like, I'm fine. I promise I'm fine. Just please give me a moment, love. And whoever she's speaking with always finishes with love or dear or darling or something like that. I promise I'll be okay. I just need a moment to breathe. And can everyone just please take a step back? The guard that was with her stays right next to her. Do you guys take a step back?
Yeah.
Or something? Okay.
Oh, yeah, give her space.
And it's almost like the other guards have now formed this police line around the area, everything they could. They've taken some carts and they've blocked off the area as well. You see the people en masse and be like, we don't know, I don't know. I heard there was somebody attacking Grand Rose and all that jazz. The rumors are already starting. After some time, the watch master herself appears. She goes, what exactly happened? The guard recounts everything. You lot again. Good to see you.
And bow and do a little.
So for those of you that have not met her yet,
she's gorgeous.
the Watchmaster, she is gorgeous, but it's also a Ronda Rousey gorgeous. She is beautiful but fierce. She is like the epitome of toned. Equivalent to like the years of training Batman goes through. she would have gone through something similar to gain this kind of mastery of her body. Well, we must get to the Archpriest and let him know that this is beyond just attacking normal folk. This is hitting our leaders now. You were here. You saw it happen.
Well, we came towards the end.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, she's alive. And if you played any part in that, we do thank you. Hiccup! And you see just...
It's our boy.
Oh, it's the champion.
Yes, ma'am!
The champion of the Coliseum.
Yes, ma'am! I want you to take up the rear, take one of our battalions and stay behind here. I want you to lock this down. No one gets in or out. Yes, ma'am! And like hits the helmet. The helmet like slowly starts to spin on the head. It's way too big.
Oh my goodness.
And they start walking you towards a different district, taking you to Zextius, the god of order, who you have found out previously, Ren, that the current high priest there is
Barden Harkonis.
Yeah, the president, the presidential pope, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of in the city.
Big way of saying it.
It's a weird thing to say, and yeah. So it does take a little bit of time to get there. Although you are moving with purpose and expediency, there is also everyone is assuming the worst in every single person right now. The Grand Rose is in dead center. There is about 5-6 guards around her. Then you guys flanking however you want, and then guards around you. Not in a menacing way to keep you boxed in or anything, but just a layer of protection. You know.
Should we have our weapons out or not? I would ask one of the guards, like, in this situation.
Oh, I have my gun holstered.
Well, I put mine away, but obviously if we're, like, on an armored convoy kind
Sure.
of thing, I don't want to pull it out and then be like, what's he doing? You
The
know?
Watchmaster speaks up and she says, I do trust you.
Okay.
But I would suggest at the moment, holster your weapons.
Okay.
Should they be needed, obviously you will know when that might occur.
Say no more.
But
Say never.
for the sake of transparency, safety, if you could at least please abide by that for the moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Watchmaster, who exactly is she?
This is...
Remember, we're
The-
new in town.
The Grand
We've
Rose.
told you this.
Yeah, you know, I mean...
You know
he's-
we're new.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the Grand Rose. She is the spiritual leader for those that are devout to Divian. She is beyond what I would suggest for her. She is a bit naive. Now, just because I believe in the better of people and I see their inner beauty doesn't mean I'm naive, Jai. It's like, I hate when you call me Jai. It is Jay. It's like, I know, but I like calling you Jai because it's my pet name for you. Stop it! Like, there's the one... If this woman, Watchmaster, was encased in armor, there's one little slit, and the Grand Rose knows where it's at, and she will poke it whenever she wants. But the Grand Rose is much like I am for Rayterin. We are the leaders of our fates. Well, today was supposed to be a happy day. But now we need to go speak to the High Priest. Yes, I think that would be best. I will send an envoy to let them know that the marriage ceremony is going to have to wait.
Who was...
And so the Grand Rose conveys this, and some skinnier guard runs off. It takes a little bit of time, being this cautious but expedient pace, to get to this grand cathedral. And I mean long, tall building structures, buttresses. If you could take like Minas Tirith, it's like cliffside stuff, like right at the top, and if you could make it into like one building, it would have kind of those elements: white, gleaming marble. Doesn't look like there's a single crack anywhere. And there is a line of people out the door, some coming out, some trying to go in. Definitely those that do not look well off. In rags. Some people look like they have singed fingers or feet, carrying very little on their backs. You almost have to force your way in. They almost have to force you guys in with the amount of people coming in and out, much to the dismay of the guards who are like, no. And seeing its Watchmaster, of course, letting them through. It is here that this is more of your more traditional Catholic-style cathedrals. It's large vaulted ceilings, pews with enclaves on each side, or conclaves on each side, and towards the back, straight ahead of you, you just see a massive scale. I say massive; it's about 20 feet tall.
Whoa.
And about as wide.
Whoa.
It's not gold. It's not silver. It doesn't even look like a metal. It just looks like a wooden scale. And you see that, there are a lot of people seated. That line going towards the scale is still pretty long. People are waiting. You can hear people speak, saying, "Oh, I really hope he's able to do something for us. We lost this a lot in the fire," or they stole everything we had, and I can't afford medicine for my daughter. Or you just hear kind of those repeats and stories until you get near the front. And let me get there is at the end standing, and I want to read this just because I think it will set in his demeanor. But you see about standing 5'11", this olive-skinned man. He has the friendly feel. When you can see fake kindness. People are typically able to sniff that out pretty quickly. But every movement, every expression, micro-expression that he has just seems to exude concern, care, warmth, compassion, friendliness. There's still some sternness in that look as well. For some, he has to say, I know that you hear some things like, I know you come from money. I know you were able to provide for yourself, but also provide for your brothers and sisters in the city. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do today. And those are the more wealthier dressed people. But you do notice down the right side of his face, you see a scar that causes the eye to be milky white as the scar starts spiderwebbing down his neck. As he goes from patron to patron, you also see a really heavy limp on the right side of his body. A large light brown eye, which you assume the other would match if it were still fully functional. Square jaw, well-formed nose. He has amber eyeshadow. Even over his wounded eye, he's got amber eyeshadow. And he's got this elbow-length blonde frizzy hair that's tied back in dreads. It would be blonde if it weren't for the fact that you can tell he bleaches it on some sort. So it's got like this bleached blonde factor going on. But you know what? Why don't I just show you what he actually looks like? So
Mr. Rogers with dreads and a scarf.
it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day.
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
I am
Save
a
it.
boss, and that was a Dex 20 save. My crotch ain't wet, nothing's wet. But so this is the Archpriest Varden Harkanis. He is wearing blues and yellows that you're seeing all around the building. Like I said, he's got he's got that milky eye on his right side. I'm telling you,
Just
dude.
put the can down.
No,
Move the can.
it is down. I'm not going anywhere. It's not moving. It's literally stationary. But I'm about to put it behind me. But I don't trust
There
it.
you go.
I tell you what, you all want to roll net 20s? I want one every now and again.
Jesus, take the wheel, man. Oh my God.
There are too many gods here for him to listen. But yeah, so as you all kind of reach that point, the Archpriest obviously sees you all coming in your parade, and speaks up simply. Is there something that I need to kind of pause what I'm doing at the moment? I'm sure there's only a few left, but I want to try and help whoever I can. The Watch Master speaks up. They are out the door, sir. I'm sorry, but this takes precedence. And the Grand Rose kind of lifts up her arm, and you see although she is healed, you do see some marks from the assailing. And he just simply nods. Understood. And without even... his sound just carries and fills the cathedral. It's like, my brothers and sisters, I'm sorry, but something has occurred that must take precedence at the moment. If you speak to any other of the acolytes or the priests here, they should be able to help you where they can. For those of you that have the means of helping yourselves or helping others, please be that light for them. But at this time, I must take my leave. Be brave, be strong, be balanced. Thank you. And like definitely the ones waiting in line are like, oh no, not again, I'm having to wait. Some of them are like, okay, we can talk to one of the acolytes. But they too do kind of filter them away from, I guess, what would be the back and the scales. The High Priest bids you guys to follow, and that's you, the Watch Master, as well as the Grand Rose, to this side room. It's a conference room. It's a nice conference room, but it's not like gaudy.
But it's not too nice.
So the Watch Master and the Grand Rose. I'm sorry, what was that?
So did they have like cookie fridge or anything?
No mini fridges, but there's a taco bar. I'm kidding.
Little water bottles with scales printed on them.
Yeah,
There you
just
Cucumber water.
and they all have your names on it already. But it was like, oh, we're having a conference meeting. So the Watchmaster and the Grand Rose explain. Watchmaster from what she has been able to piece together, the Grand Rose from what she experienced, and the High Priest, just before even asking any of you questions, just kind of takes a moment to just take each of your faces in. Even Beakley, who he reaches down and typically Beakley's a nipper, but the High Priest just goes down and pets Beakley, scratches a little bit behind the ear, and just you hear that little kind of cooing purr from Beakley, who then flops on his back, wanting a belly rub.
One would.
But as a human would as well, scratch behind the ear, I drop on my back. That sounded terrible. So that's staying in. It's not going out. So how did you all get involved in this unfortunate situation?
We came upon it. We saw people running, and we followed our compatriot Banner into the fray.
Oh, and looking at Banner, and Banner has some deep, profound explanation as to why he ran into it. But
as we're kind of sitting there, I'm gonna turn to the Grand Rose, and I'm gonna say, I can help with that. And when I do that, a black needle and thread is just gonna flow through the air and stitch up her wounds.
okay.
I'm
So
gonna cast Cure Wounds.
she just, as you're doing that with the good arm, just, thank you so much, my dear. You are so kind. And she does. I'd be like, well, I hope it doesn't leave that bad of a scar. I do pride myself on my perfect skin.
5 points of damage.
She takes 5 points of damage.
She heals.
Oh, okay.
Is she bloodied?
And
Do I
My
heal
perfect skin!
No.
as the needle stitches through, it's just gonna look like it just magically heals.
Okay.
Symbolic.
And so you knowingly ran towards a fray which you knew nothing about, didn't know who was involved, and arbitrarily picked a side.
We've done that all. That's kind of our thing.
He's not lying.
He speaks truth.
That's how I got, this episode.
She looked like she could use some help.
I'm also going to ask her, I'm just like, are you okay, experience-wise, having gone through this?
Well, I must say this was a first. I don't ever intend to want to do it again. May increase my guard detail whenever I go places. But Varden, turning back to the High Priest, we must gather everyone and speak about this. We can't... It's gone past just simple break-ins. They're taking people now. They're assaulting the faith leaders. We don't know where this is going to stop.
Do those same people have the same markings of a hand grasping a serpent?
The Watchmaster is shocked for a second, but then realizing that you were there, sitting there for a bit, you probably looted a body. So, from what encounters we have had, they have all had this skin with this marking, the blue one, I assume is what you're speaking of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The very same.
We have run into a few of them, but it seems almost as quickly as they appear, they disappear.
Do
The Blades say they don't know who's behind it, and unfortunately, I mean, my trust of the Blades goes as far as I can throw them, but which actually is pretty far.
better the
But,
devil you know than the devil you don't?
Truth.
Yep.
You speak truth.
Drop a truth bomb.
I'd rather pay for information from them and have to rely on that than have no information whatsoever.
Is this the first time a high-ranking member has been attacked?
Just look at the Grand Rose, and they all look, yes.
But a priest of Oris was kidnapped.
No, yes. A lower priest of Oris had been taken. We're not sure if the intent was towards the church itself or if it was towards the person.
The individual. Okay.
So that is still yet to be seen. The family has been notified. It's been approximately a week and a half since the disappearance. Being honest, though, all leads have gone cold.
Have these just been? Have these incidents been ramping up, like in terms of
Severity?
No, I wouldn't say severity, because clearly, I'm meaning like getting more abundant.
So the
Frequency, yes, that's
the archpriestess. And at first, it was just a break-in. It was of a jeweler. It's not uncommon here, unfortunately. Although we have the guards, we are not gods. We do not see everything. And according to Mickey, it is time for fun. That'd be embarrassing.
That would be.
But in the past month or so, month and a half, the thefts have increased, although it's uncertain as to why they are taking what they are taking. They have taken everything from precious jewels, gems, to a scroll of some sort that wasn't clearly identified yet, to what seems like just trinkets, just things from the clockwork shops.
I mean,
It is very vexing for me, charged with the protection of the city, to not know nearly anything.
you probably don't know the answer to this, but would anybody have a reason in this holy land of Indonesia to have a vast vendetta against all the gods?
Varden Harkana speaks in. It's like, so it is not uncommon for someone to have no love for the gods, or a particular god or group of gods. It is the nature of humanity, where there are those that believe, there are those who do not believe. A balance. That is why we had given the estate to the south to those that can live there in peace without feeling subjugated by the gods, and still they are part of our nation. They contribute to it. We contribute to its safety if need be. But to believe that this entire city is full of only faith believers would be unwise, and naive would be the safest word, although not the most expansive. Over its inception, Volkstad has experienced its want of revolutionaries who wish to dethrone the gods, to become our own, or to wipe out a certain god and take up their position, all of which have fallen by the wayside. Because the average man in this city knows that we all work in commune, whether you believe fully with all your heart or not. It is a mutual relationship. I ran on those principles. I believe in those principles, and I would see it no other way. Even to the chagrin of some people looking over at the Watchmaster, it's like there'd be guards everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Everyone's getting frisked. And that is why we have temperament. So, unfortunately, we do not know much. It seems, though, that there must be someone financing them. The fact that they are able to move about the city indicates some sort of knowledge that they may be living here. They live here already, or they have moved here. The fact that they are able to maintain a consistent air of the unknown. They dress the same. They act the same. They behave the same. Uniformity shows structure. That's not something that is just a band of marauders or vagabonds can just develop instantly.
It's almost like a resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And that has crossed our mind as well. But to resist what? That's the most vexing part of this. We don't understand why.
Who's been investigating this for you?
Watchmaster speaks up. So I've definitely been doing my share. We have had the Book Maester look into any previous revolutions or uprisings to see if there might be similarities, or maybe one beheaded person was a father to another, which creates a logical legacy of the issue.
Should they be built in on what occurred?
Well, I think, and the Archpriest is also nodding, we will be having a meeting with all the heads to speak about this issue. Unfortunately, those that we naturally would suspect either for good or for ill don't always attend these meetings. Those that follow Goanna, who prefer chaos and madness, who follow Ta'or, who prefer death. Although death doesn't necessarily seem to fit the MO until today. But the head consular for Fasire has tried to push for peace during this time, to calm The people, they know when something is wrong in this city.
Is this Harkonis talking to us?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I apologize. Because Harkonis
Multiple
and
voices.
yeah.
Yeah.
Harkonis and
It's,
Emberborn.
yeah,
you're good.
it was Emberborn, and I slipped into it, so it's
good,
yep.
you're good.
It the head consular has advocated for the peace. They again know when something is wrong in the city. You feel it, you sense it, but we hope.
Forgive me, Archpriest. We're new and ignorant to the way the city is, the customs and the way it's governed, and I've quickly made some new friends, and I can't remember if they told me correctly, if I misheard them, but is the Archpriest's position elected through the various representatives of the districts here?
So I myself, as the archpriest, am the highest in my order. That is the declaration I am given, the archpriest. But I'm not given any, or whoever is elected by the other leaders, we are not given any distinctive moniker, per se. We all understand that currently, when it comes to dealings with the Everthrone, or if we need to make decision on a large sweeping scale, although we speak with all the leaders, whoever has been chosen, they ultimately make the final judgment. And I should not say most, many times it is the archpriest of Sextius, for we are those dedicated to order.
For someone who is, again, ignorant to
Ask
most
your
of the
questions.
customs of Igornesia.
Ask away,
What-
please.
What does having access to the Everthrone mean?
Simply that if the High King were to need something, if the High King ever needed consul, we typically supply the Everthrone with their goods. Many of our mages learn there, they study there, they fortify enchantments there to protect the High King or Queen, whoever that may be at the time. But as the throne does reside within the confines of Igornesia, we do feel an inordinate sense of both honor and burden protecting the High King.
Has there ever been a representative who's been of the Goanna, Teord, or one of the more chaotic as representative to the Everthrone here in Wilkesdale?
They come when they see fit, and it's not very often. It's unnerving to have some people left out of major decisions. We want to do this as a city, as a people. I don't want to be a dictator. I don't want to be making decisions for all people arbitrarily.
But people do think you're a dictator sometimes.
I am part of the order, the belief of order. Sometimes order comes with a heavy hand. Sometimes order does not. When it's heavy-handed, I try to keep that hand at bay as much as I can. I do not want to be known as a tyrant. None of us here do. This city was founded on the beliefs of our faiths, not because of any elected person. Many times what you saw today, there are people I turn away. Not that I can't help them, but because they're able to help themselves, and they need to find their own sense of balance. For those that balance has been ripped from them, has been torn, burned away, stolen, we will do what we can to try and restore that balance. That's why we have the massive effigy that we do in our cathedral. To remind people that even in chaos, in turbulent times, in madness, and a loss of hope, we can find balance. Whatever that may be.
Miss Rose, I'm sorry, I don't remember
Yes, dear.
your name.
Oh, no, I apologize. Kaylessa Inaden. Kaylessa Kaylessa Inaden.
I'll just spell it phonetically.
There you go.
Oh, yeah! Could you tell me who would stand to benefit the most from your death?
I mean,
Well,
Or to stop your marriage.
Or to stop this marriage, yeah.
oh,
Just
Who
sex.
who was to be wed today?
one of a minor lady. I don't mean to diminish her as a person. Just a lady from a lesser house
Oh, okay.
was due to marry a lord from the Everthrone. They are still in the midst of their youth, approximately equivocating to like 16, 17. And it was to be a joyous day. They seemed excited. She seemed excited. He seemed excited. Everyone was excited. Even so much that we were to head to the Everthrone and perform the ceremony there.
So wait, so if that was supposed to be going on, I mean, like, you guys didn't pull anybody from the Everthrone, right? Like,
No, we were to meet with the bride on the way and then head make the rest of the travels.
So we checked on the status of them? Or have you had people check on them?
I did send
Okay.
A runner.
a runner,
Yeah, 'cause I
yes.
was saying, if we haven't heard back from them.
Oh, I did not though. Please wait one moment.
Yeah.
And like she just kind of sits back in her chair, still stately, upright. She's a high elf.
Yeah.
She's gonna be nothing but pristine. But there's gonna be a moment where she almost kind of like looks off.
Trances.
They're aware. Now there's been a delay. I will speak to them another time. Maybe in a day or two we'll make the trek again and attempt. I feel so sorry for them. This was supposed to be so beautiful for them. But in terms of who would want to benefit from my death, I wouldn't wish to believe that someone below me would think that killing me would get them my station. I mean, I've been the Grand Rose for over 200 years.
But in all honesty, these blue skin parchments seem to be a sort of mercenary request. So,
Yeah.
who would become the Grand Rose once you were gone?
So, the priestess that is underneath me is Killen Onamayor, and she is next in line to assume my duties. Should I choose to relinquish them, or should I move on? Killen Onamayor. I'll just but Kilyn for the first name.
Is she an elf too? Or what
She is also an elf.
Okay.
She is, and I don't mean, well, I would hate to assume, but she was originally from the Shadow Realm,
Yeah. So,
from Shadowfell.
Resolve it.
But she has been nothing but kind, and
Yeah.
she exemplifies everything that our God wishes for us to emulate. We don't hold hate in our hearts. We should not be holding hate in our hearts.
Well, it's not to say that it could be her.
We're just saying you can't rule out any possibilities at this time, especially with something like this happening. I mean,
Watch Master speaks. That's what I've been telling you the entire time, is that just because you go around trusting everyone doesn't mean they should all be trusted. And doesn't mean you should assume everybody's doing the worst, but you can't assume that everyone's wanting the best.
but with all due respect, I mean, you of all people should understand there should be a balance. You need to have general trust for some people at least, but especially in her position, she can't go not trusting people.
Right.
It's kind of a hard position for anybody in your guys' position of power. What we got to do from here? I mean, I don't think we're going to be in this meeting with you guys, obviously, but like, what would you have us do?
Watchmaster speaks up. So we spoke previously about you finding any information about the blades to let us know our
some
relationship
information about
is
the-
so loose, but it's a necessary evil from what context we do have. But I mean, it's again, I trust them as far as I can throw some of them. If you find out any information, please let us know, especially about these, whether they're mercenaries or revolutionaries. If they're revolutionaries, maybe we can reason. If they're mercenaries, maybe we can buy them off.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation is, the issue is we just don't know.
Lack of information.
And unfortunately, with the amount of ramp up that we've been getting in the last few months, it's seemingly that we're going to go beyond just one person. Many people are going to get hurt here soon. And we just want to understand why and stop it. The archpriest speaks in... so unfortunately, you would not be privy to this meeting. This is strictly for the heads. But what we... in addition to what the Watchmaster said, is you have done a service for not only Divian, but for Igornesia. And he hands you this pendant, this ornate. If I could describe it, it would be electrum in description, but it has the image of scales being held up. If you were to present this to wherever you're lodging, I would be able to take care of any fees. If you were to show this to merchants, they may be able to be a little bit more loose with their products, and you not have to be so loose with your coin.
Okay.
But I would also encourage, though, that if you are giving the benefit of a discount, that see that your brothers and sisters also see the benefit that you have received. Share when you can. Encourage others to help themselves when they can. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fine. Because it's also catching on here too. But he speaks up. I know there is much I also wish to speak more to you about, seeing that you saw them firsthand. But I think we've had enough adventure for one day. I ask that you meet me in the morning. I hope you are able to stay another day. If you were to come here in the morning, I have something I wish to speak to you about aside from this situation.
Okay.
Was
this Harkonis or Emperor?
This is Harkonis. Sorry, that's Harkonis.
No, you're good.
And at that, he is going to wave you out. For the sake of time, we're going to stop right there, because if there's conversation, I really think Banner needs to be in it for this conversation. So that's also why I'm pausing. So this is technically cliffhangering for everyone listening and everyone participating. But when we pick up, we should have everybody, and we'll be good to go. Thank you all for joining us today. Make sure to listen to our Springfield one-shots and our critical content. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you for being on this adventure today with us. But for now, we have to take a bow as the lights come back up and we make our curtain call. We can't thank you enough for your support, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, it's 5 to Places.